Bam, we're live. Good morning. Can you guys hear me? Having all sorts of audio issues on this trip. I heard you guys saying that my mic's been low, so I tried to do some tweaks to the StreamYard software I used to try to get that fixed this morning. Good morning, Kenneth. What's up, dude? Hans, what's up, dude? Looking forward to seeing you soon. Chris, what's up? Sabir, Jason. Jason. Do I know Jason? Hi, Jason. Jethro, what's up? Hey guys, today we have Hans coming on the show. It's gonna be a great show. The best. First thing I need to do is guess Hans's ethnicity. I think he's Japanese German. That's gonna be my guess. I need to see if I can pronounce. Oh yeah. Look at his last name gives it away. Hans Koellnberger. Very German. German dad, Japanese mom. That's my guess. Hey, before we start, I want to read to you. This guy ran for governor of California. He's a journalist and a liberal. And there's two things I have to show you before the show starts today. Well, the show has started. No matter your politics, these numbers are shocking. Uh-oh. Oh, look. Holy shit. Hi.
Good morning.
Good to see you. No matter your politics, these numbers are shocking. Of the 7 million migrants that ICE released while their cases are being processed, 663,000 of them have criminal histories. 13,000 were convicted of homicide, 16,000 of sexual assault, and 1,845 face homicide charges. This is just in the last 3.5 years.
I thought they were all good people.
This is fucking nuts. These numbers were just released a couple days ago, and then on top of that, I don't even know what world we're living in. I mean, I know people who are completely fucking oblivious to what's going on, but if you want to know why they're oblivious to what's going on, because this is the shit they're seeing. Look at this shit. You're not even gonna believe it.
As president, I won't only bring back the border security bill that Donald Trump tanked. I will do more to secure our border. To reduce illegal border crossings, I will take further action to keep the border closed between ports of entry. Those who cross our borders unlawfully will be apprehended and removed and barred from re-entering for 5 years. We will pursue more severe criminal charges against repeat violators. And if someone does not make an asylum request at a legal point of entry and instead crosses our border unlawfully, they will be barred from receiving asylum. While we understand.
What the fuck did she just say? Oh, someone said the echo is back. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. I ordered a different, I'm going to try a different mic with this new Rodecaster.
That many people are desperate to migrate to the United States. Our system must be orderly and secure. And that is my goal.
What the fuck is going on? What's up, Hans?
Good morning, man.
Do you know Caleb?
Officially, I do now. Hello,
all right,
Caleb.
Hans, Caleb. Hans.
Nice to meet you, Hans.
Japanese mother, German father.
Japanese mother. Yeah, Filipino, Mexican mom, and then my dad's German.
Damn. I bet you that's what Japanese are, Filipino and Mexicans mixed.
I'm sure we're all very similar.
And what is your dad?
My dad's German.
Oh, so I got that part right. But that part I cheated. I just used your last name.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Where did they meet?
They met in San Jose. San Jose is where we were, where they were, and then where I was born.
They meet at church or at work or strip club or?
I'm sure they met at the bar.
Oh, are they still together?
No, they'll come together. They'll spend time together for a weekend if I'm competing. So they were both at the NorCal Classic down in Sacramento,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they can put up with each other for like 3 days maximum, and then and then one person will say something, and it'll just spark an argument.
Oh, boys and girls. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Isn't it weird as you get older, you start to understand that more and more too? Like maybe as a kid, well, if you're a healthy kid, you're like, fuck, this sucks. But then as you get older, you're kind of like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I remember doing it with my cousins, like going and visiting cousins that I absolutely love, and then being able to only spend 2 or 3 days with them because then one of us will just start fighting the other one.
Right. That's enough.
Exactly.
Hey, so you're born in Sacramento? Oh no, San Jose?
Yeah, San Jose.
And you're still there?
No, I live in Arroyo Grande now. I live by Pismo Beach, if you know Pismo Beach.
Yeah. How did you end up down there?
Crazy. Me and my mom, we lived in San Jose at the time, and then we got randomly selected for Section 8, and we were able to come back to Santa Maria where we have a lot of family, and we were able to choose a house that had Section 8 here, and we've been here ever since.
Hey, how's my audio? Is my audio good? You hear me good?
Your audio is good. You're a little laggy, but you're good.
Oh, like my internet?
Yeah, like you just burped and you burped 2 seconds after you burped. Yeah.
How about you, Caleb? Are my burps delayed for you?
No, you're good for me. It might just be Hans's internet.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it might be my side.
He's in Section 8. Hey, in where I live, when I lived in Berkeley, there was I had to walk through a Section 8 part of town, and then currently in my current where I currently live in Santa Cruz, California, all the crime happens in Section 8. Was it rough? Was Section 8 great? Yeah, it was, right?
No, I mean it's not. It wasn't too bad. We lived in a really small town called Guadalupe, and growing up there, there was only 6,000 people in that town, and so it was really small. But I mean, our house was broken into once. So
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I lived in a shitty part of town too. It was all like Hell's Angels types and meth dealers, and our house was broken into a couple times. Hey, do you remember that story? Were you a latchkey kid? Did you come home from school and your whole house had been broken into, and you were like, "Oh shit, what happened here?"
Yeah, we came home from like being out of town visiting family or something, and yeah, like I mean they took just like the normal electronics and all of that stuff. It wasn't the first time that I mean we've had our home breaking into. I mean the Section 8 like section of my life, like that was the least of the worries. Like when we lived in San Jose, I would say San Jose was way worse than living in a small town with 6,000 people. San Jose is just like LA. It's a madhouse now.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, are you stoked you moved down there? That's a good spot of the state.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, we've been here for the last maybe 15 years, and I lived in Guadalupe, and then there's like a lot of small towns all around the Central Coast here. So like we went from Guadalupe to Napomo to Arroyo Grande, and so we've been kind of all over the place. And most recently, yeah, I live in Arroyo Grande now.
Is that where your gym is?
No, the gym's in Santa Maria.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's
only like 18 minutes away.
I got a buddy. For people who don't know, Santa Maria I think it's exactly 60 miles north of Santa Barbara, right? Or Isla Vista. I just remember I had to always drive through Santa Maria going to when I would drive home from college.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And my buddy got a job there being a firefighter. I think he ended up becoming either a captain or a battalion chief or something up there. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years.
Nice.
Yeah, Santa Maria. Shit. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He saw, and that town can be a little hairball too at times, right? What is Santa Maria? Is it a farm? What is it? A farm town? What do people there do?
It's a farm town. Yeah, there's farms on each side of us, so you can see going left or right. I mean, there's fields on both sides of us.
And what do they grow there?
We're known for the strawberries.
Oh, okay. And who is it? Who's the big strawberry grower there? Is it Dole or?
Oh, I should know that, but I don't.
Is that who you're and you have a gym there?
Mhm.
What's the name of your gym?
One Life CrossFit.
Oh, you're still an affiliate.
Yes, sir.
Have your fees come up this year yet?
Yeah, we paid the 4,500, I believe is what it is now.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that decision.
We weren't when it first happened, so I'll say we a lot because it's me and my business partner. When we heard about the fees going up, I mean, really the first thing we thought of was if we have memberships at 139, if we get one person to sign up for a year, we're fine. It's not a big deal.
Meaning it's $139 a month?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And so that's
Yeah. So if we got some,
go ahead.
yeah. So if we got somebody to sign up and stay with us for a year, I mean, we're gonna make that $1,500 that they raised the affiliate fees for. So at that point, it's not a big deal. And I mean, I'm a big supporter in CrossFit and what it's done for my life. So I mean, it was a super easy decision.
Right. I like that. Very clean. And can you tell me that story? How did you come across CrossFit?
So it started in probably like the early 2010, 11, somewhere near there. I actually walked into Graciano's gym.
Oh,
So
Los
he has a gym in,
Baños? Is that where he is?
yeah,
Okay.
yep. So I have a cousin and some family who live in Los Baños, and so I was visiting my cousin at the time, and I was always active. I was always doing pull-ups, push-ups, running, sit-ups, the calisthenic stuff. And so I went and visited my cousin, and my cousin had a big influence in my life because he was very active. He ran track, and so visited him. He was like, "Hey, we're gonna go to this CrossFit gym I've been going to." I had no idea what it was, and he was like, "Yeah, we're doing this workout for Christmas." I was like, "Okay." And so we
2010, you
go.
said? 2010?
It was like 2000. It had to be 2000. If we're in 2014, it had to be probably 2010 or 12, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Okay.
So we went, and I went to Graciano's gym, and I walk in, and I was looking around, and it was gnarly because everybody's super fit and everyone's having a good time, and the music's loud, and so we did the whole workout, and that was my first introduction to CrossFit itself. Went through the 12 days of Christmas workout, and it was great ever since then.
And were you sore as shit were you sore as shit the next day?
Yeah, I was pretty beat up. I worked out already, not like that day, but I've been active my whole life, and so doing that one, it didn't hit me like crazy. It didn't have me out for a couple of days, but it did definitely like, whoa, this is a different sore. This isn't the normal pull up, push up sore.
And if you said you're 27,
Yes.
and so that would be 14 years ago. So you were young at the time. You were just a kid.
Yeah, I was very young.
Did they let you do the adult class?
Yeah. I think since it was like a Christmas time, and I was there with my cousin. My cousin brought me as like a family member. Yeah, we just got thrown into class, and crazy enough, I saw Graciano at the NorCal Classic,
Yeah.
and he and I told him this story that about my cousin being there, and he was like, "Oh, I know who your cousin is," and he was like, "Dude, trip out," and he pulls out his phone and he goes to his app that he uses for his affiliate,
Uh-huh.
and he types in my name, and my name is in his system still.
Wow. Hey, how old was your cousin at the time?
Ooh, my cousin is, let's see, if I'm 24, he's probably 30. I think he might be 38, 39. So 10 years
So
ago. So he was probably like my age, probably pretty close to my age.
Okay, so he was a cool dude. You looked up to him. He was an older guy who was like, but was still really cool to a 13 or 14-year-old kid.
Absolutely. He was one of the reasons why I even started doing what I'm doing. And probably one of the reasons why I even like to exercise.
Hey, you said before you found the gym, you were already doing calisthenics and working out. Why were you doing that at such a young age?
Because of him,
Oh,
because of
really?
my cousin. Yeah.
So when you would just visit anyway, he would be like, Hans, let's do push-ups, or he treated you like a like an adult.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Every time I went and visited him, which was probably every Christmas or every Thanksgiving, we would drive down there and visit the family and spend time. And if we were there for 5 days, we were working out for 4 of them. Yeah.
Damn, that's cool. God,
Yep.
it's a testament to just how we can all influence each other, right? Just being a fucking
hmm
good influence around people.
Yeah. Most definitely.
My boys, I showed my boys this little girl yesterday. She's 7 years old, and she did 12 ring bar muscle ups strict from some rings that were hanging in her living room. I know, crazy.
Oh, I saw
7-year-old
you.
girl.
God, dude.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, and right away my 3 boys are like, hey, when we go home, we want to try to break that record. And I'm like, I look at one of my sons, I'm like, you don't even have 1. He goes, yeah, I do. I have 5. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Okay.
want to, yeah, I'm like, okay. But you know what was really interesting about that, Hans? I need to go back and look at that video again. But I could always do muscle ups really easy, and people thought it was because I was strong upper body, but really it wasn't that. It's just that I had crazy flexibility, and I need to look at hers again. But I think a lot of hers is just. I mean, obviously, it's regardless, it's still an amazing feat. But obviously, if you can pull, if you're really flexible and you have a good turnover spot, it makes them
Yeah.
so. Oh yeah, here it is. This is wild.
Oh yeah.
How
This is crazy.
how proud is this dad?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she was gonna go for the world record for he claimed that the world record was 13, and she does 12, and what's crazy is basically her first one and her last one look exactly the same. Yeah, she can just turn over at any point.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, those are
insane.
those are wild, right?
Yeah. They are.
And I know people think that the shorter the straps are, maybe the easier it is, but that is not fun doing them like that. I've done them on short
Oh
straps
no.
like that. That sucks. Yeah, look at that. And that's just all modeling too. Her dad's a beast, a gymnastics
hmm
beast. Hey, click on another link. Show that contraption that they have in their living room.
Yeah, like
It-
Yeah.
okay.
That's awesome.
They got like that bar. Click that bar that they got in that living room. I always tell people this. I bought one of these things from Tumble Track. That bar. I have a 2 bar, but that's people say, how do you make your kids strong? You gotta, if you put that thing in your fucking living room.
Yeah.
Hang rings. That's what I do. I hung rings in the living room. Rings have always hung in our house and our garage my kids' entire life. And then we got one of those bars just in the garage that the kids could play on every single day. And man,
Heck
that'll make your kid.
They even got the little one going.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
Do you,
impressive. Wow.
do you have kids, Hans?
No, I don't.
Do you have a mate? Do you have someone who can carry kids if you wanted them?
hmm
Oh,
Yep.
that's awesome. All right. You think
Yeah.
you're gonna do?
Her name's Karina. We've been together for over 10 years now.
Oh shit! Congratulations. Oh yeah, I met her. I met her at NorCal.
Oh, you did? Yes.
Yeah. Hey, that's awesome. 10 years, dude.
Thank you.
What year did you open your gym?
We opened our gym like 2.5 years ago. So it was yeah, 2.5 years ago.
So she's known you like through as you've reinvented yourself probably a few times.
She has, most definitely. I mean, we met in high school, and yeah, she's seen me go through loving to do track and field, and then she saw me get into triathlons, and then she saw me want to do Spartan races, and then saw me want to do CrossFit, and then now owning a gym. Yeah, it's been a lot of different avenues.
Hey, what do you think? 10 years is a long time. What do you think What do you first of all, are you glad? Are you glad you've done that? What do you think the benefits are of staying with one woman for that long?
I think, I mean, it's a big testament to her. I mean, she supported me a lot through, I mean, everything, and opening up the gym. The most support in the last probably 3 years, when I had this dream of opening the gym, and knowing, like, when you open a gym, you're not really going to see much of any return other than just enjoyment and love for it. So I mean, she works full time, and she's been the main supporter for everything that we have going on here, like paying the rent. And so really, like, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't really have what I have now.
Yeah, that's wild. Good on you. I will say this. My wife and I were together for, I don't know, 15 or 20 years before we had kids.
Yeah.
And that's like, that's, because you get to work through so much of your own shit with that person already.
Hmm.
And then when you have kids, you're ready. It's just
Yeah.
like, it's just like, okay, the other person, you've worked through some of your problems. Those fights you have with someone that you've had 1,000 times, and finally one day you're like, hey, I'm going to try to say something different here. And
Yeah.
you do enough of those, and you kind of figure out how to work through those things. And then you have kids. And it's also interesting. I'm guessing there's nothing better than having a happy mate, right? And so
Hmm.
she's got this guy, Hans, who's living his dream. And so she's with a happy mate, because after 10 years, you're so emotionally tied with someone, right? If she wakes up
Yeah.
sad, you're like, what the fuck? You're like, you feel it in your core. And
Hmm.
so there becomes this like hardcore investment of making sure that the other person is flowing, right? Is happy.
Yeah.
I, I,
Yep.
I I know you're supposed to be your own person, but I could never be happy if my wife wasn't happy. Most people I don't give two
Yeah.
fucks about, but with her, it's like, if I see one ripple in her pond, I feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I feel the same way. I mean, there's a lot of times where, if she's got something going on, I mean, it does, like, it affects both of us, because we're both. I mean, we living together. We've been together for so long, like you said, and so, I mean, if there's something going on with her, I feel it. If there's something going on with me, she quickly knows. And we've been together for so long, and I don't have the best time of expressing my feelings. And so she's helped me express my feelings more, in the sense that, like, if I was upset for some reason, I'm not gonna show it. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna, like, I gotta go coach. I gotta work. I got things to do, and we have to just keep the ball rolling. But yeah, she's made it easier for me to like, talk about it, and just, like, if I need anything, and how I'm feeling. But yeah, she knows when I'm feeling over, uh, I guess, overstimulated, or just overworked, or so. Yeah, it's good that to have someone that knows.
I like it how you use that word, overstimulated. That is exactly. It's funny now, especially now that I have kids. That's exactly what happens to me. My moods are usually just because I got something happened and I got overstimulated. It's not even like good
Mhm.
or bad. It's just like, holy fuck, I got too much input coming in. It's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
it's fucking crazy. I've never heard anyone else use that word before. That's a great description. I bet you that's what happens to a lot of people. They get overstimulated, they get
Mhm.
overwhelmed, they start rushing. And is that what do you feel like that? Like you start rushing, you start doing things too fast?
It's gotten way better, over the last, maybe, like, 3 years of owning the business.
Mm,
Owning the business has taught me a lot of new things, and that's been one of them, is that, just everything's gonna be fine. You're
mm,
you're good. You're good. Take a second and just, like, look at what's going on, and um, you don't have anxiety. Okay? Like,
mhm,
there's certain
mhm.
things that, like, you just got to take a second, look at the situation, and it's gonna pass, whatever it may be. And I mean, it's all a learning process. I mean, we're never gonna stop learning. So yeah, whenever you get hit with something like that, it's like, there's a solution to what we got going on here, and we'll just figure it out.
Is your partner who runs the gym? Is it you or your partner or both?
So my buddy, his name is Sean, and he has a degree in software engineering. And so I do a lot of the day-to-day stuff, coaching classes, programming for the gym and just face to face. He does all the back end stuff. He does a lot of the emails going out. He reaches out to members. He does all the numbers to make sure we're making money and we're not going under. So yeah, so that's like we have really good skill sets in our own place, and he has a full-time job. Yeah, that's him right in the middle. He has a full-time job, and he works remote. So with him and his wife and his family, he's got kids and stuff, and so me not having any kids and being able to do coaching full-time and run the gym, so we work well together. It works out really good.
Fuck, he's a giant.
He is. Yeah, he's taller. He's taller than me, and I'm normally like at a competition or something. I'm the tallest person, or even just in the room. Like I'm normally one of the tallest dudes, and he's taller than I am.
Right, crazy. Hey, how did you meet him?
There was a gym that was in town that was open before we opened, and we were just both members at the time. And then I became a coach, and then I was working out on Saturday, and that's normally when we'll do our like big workouts. And I'll invite people. I love if anybody wants to come and join me for working out, you're more than welcome to. But like if you don't show up, don't expect a call. Just if you want to come and party, let's party.
Yeah.
And so he started showing up. And he would show up this Saturday, next Saturday, and it just really just from there. And he took class, and then he started working out with me a little bit more, and then we just became friends that way.
And how many years ago was this?
That was probably 2018, 2019. It was before COVID.
And then whose idea was it to open a gym?
It was mine. I reached out to him. And during the time I was like, hey, I think I want to open up a gym. And he just seemed very smart, and he seemed like a very cool person to talk to. And so I like asked him questions about it. And so we were kind of just going back and forth, and he wasn't super interested yet. He wanted to like do some sort of franchise, or he wanted to do something. And so I really just asked him, I was like, hey, I want to do this. And as crazy as it sounds, like I don't have a lot of money. Like, would you be willing to give me an X amount of money, and I'll pay you back whatever number it is. You can charge me interest, however you want to go about it. Just like I just need help is all I need. And he was like, let me talk to my wife and I'll see what she says. But we can help you out, Hans. Like at that time, like we had this conversation in his home. He invited me over. We were drinking coffee and just chilling. And sure enough, yeah, he like texts me back, and he's like, "Hey, would you be interested in an investor and like maybe more of being more a part of it?" And I was like, "Well, if anybody wants to be an investor, like they need to be in it with me. Like I don't want 3 or 4 people giving me 10% here, because then they don't care what I'm doing. They don't care about CrossFit. They just want to make money." And so I was like, if it's something that you want to do, I would love to have that conversation. And so sure enough, we talked about it, and he was in. And so we've been 50-50 ever since.
And he doesn't live in Arroyo Grande?
He lives in Santa Maria. He lives down the street from the gym, maybe like 8 minutes or so.
Oh, okay, okay. When you said he works remote, I thought maybe he had moved out of the state or something.
No, he just doesn't have an office. He works from home.
Awesome.
Nice, man.
And did you opened your gym during COVID?
No, we didn't. We opened like in 2022. So yeah, we've been
And so-
open for like 2.5 years.
And that was like right when COVID was over?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it was starting to simmer down. I mean, I think maybe like 2021 towards the back end is when COVID started to, I guess, disappear or slowly stop. And so yeah, by that time gyms were open, and we didn't have to worry about anything. We were kind of aligned though. When we opened, before we opened our doors, we talked to each other, and he was like, "Hey, if COVID comes back, like we're not closing." I was like, "Yeah, we're not closing." So we were in line with each other.
Hey, how is it down there? Because where I'm at in Santa Cruz, it's interesting. The sort of the wealthy part of my town still wearing masks, and then if you go south to Watsonville, where the farm workers are, the Mexicans are, they're still wearing masks. Not a lot, but you don't see them kind of with the middle class people. You know what I mean? It's the people who I picture the Mexicans are doing it because they're going to the local free clinics where those doctors are fucking preaching bullshit to them. And I figured that the wealthier people in my town are doing it to virtue signal. You know, like the ones who are in Whole Foods walking around with their masks on. What was it like down there in Arroyo Grande? Is it similar?
A little bit. I'm sure you know San Luis Obispo, right?
Yep. I would guess San Luis Obispo was happy to put on masks. Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a college town. They're like hook, line, and sinker fucking CNN, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's like being so close to San Luis Obispo. I mean, the people who live in San Luis Obispo, I mean, it just kind of it disperses throughout the town. And so like you have San Luis Obispo, you have Pismo Beach, you have Arroyo Grande, like everything is so close to each other. So yeah, for sure. I mean, there's still people who are wearing masks now. I mean, I wouldn't say not a lot, of course, not like it was in 2020, 2021, but there's still a lot of people wearing masks out here.
And what's Arroyo Grande like? Like, do you guys don't have an Apple store, right? I mean, the closest one would be San Luis Obispo, right? What do you guys like, just to kind of get an idea? Do you guys have is there a Whole Foods there or an REI? I'm just trying to think of like what chains start popping up in towns that have enough people.
No, there's I mean it's really just right by Pismo Beach. And so I mean we just have like there's a main strip, there's a lot of bars, there's a lot of very fancy restaurants. It's like an old there's like an old part of Arroyo Grande where there's a lot of restaurants and such. It's like an in-between. It's like an in-between town. So like you have San Luis Obispo, which is where everything's going on. The college is there. I mean, there's everything. And then if you continue to travel south, I mean, you'll end up running into Pismo Beach, Arroyo Grande, Santa Maria, and then you pass Santa Maria, there's Orchid, which is a little bit of a nicer town from Santa Maria. And then from there, I mean, it's just the next city won't be Buellton. It won't be for another like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so.
And I don't even consider Buellton a town. It's just a gas station stop.
It is. Yeah, they got great gas. They have cheap gas there. So I mean, there's really not much. It's just a small town, and I mean, a lot of people come here to retire. I mean, they'll sell their $1 million home in San Jose, and then they'll come out here, and then out here, I mean, you can get a little beach house or something, and it's more of a retirement place.
And I haven't been to Pismo Beach in years, but when I think of Pismo Beach is like a vacation spot for like rich white trash, right? I mean that with peace and love, but it's basically like if you live in Bakersfield or Fresno and you know what I mean, and you're making $250,000 a year, you load up your RV and bring your kids there, right? Is that
you load up
kind of like that?
Oh yeah, you load up your toy hauler. And you come out here with your ATVs and your off-road vehicles, and you hit the beach.
I mean, it's kind of Hawaii for the inland people, right? I mean, beautiful beaches, great sand dunes, but still kind of a weird beach town, trippy beach town.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then when do you have games aspirations?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. I feel like me and Caleb, I feel like Caleb and I kind of share not Caleb, I'm sorry. Taylor. I like you too, Caleb. I feel like me and Taylor kind of share a little bit of a similar path with doing CrossFit and such, because I know he has the gym that he coaches at, and he loves coaching and he loves doing what he's doing, but then at the same time he wants to be as competitive as he can be. And so I feel like him and I are kind of like on the same mindset with like I will want to coach and I will want to help people and I will want to own the gym for as long as I really can see. But then at the same time, I want to try to be as competitive as I can doing this CrossFit thing. So I am aware of like how much effort needs to be put in and how much time it's going to take to like reach the games. But then at the same time, I mean, I won't put my gym on the back burner. I won't put all the people that I want to help grow and add years to their lives. I won't go that far to see if I can make the games. I would rather do both of them in the same time frame and enjoy what I'm doing and possibly never make it, because I absolutely love what I'm doing.
Yeah, I've never heard Taylor mention in his goals or dreams to get better so he can coach less. I've never heard him be a sponsor chaser. I've never heard like any of that. I guess you nailed it perfectly. He loves teaching his classes. He puts that
Mhm.
before everything. He loves working with Andy Hendel. He loves the people. He loves doing the programming. Yeah,
Yep.
you nailed it. He loves his Sentinel training.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're one thing. It's
Mhm.
not even two separate things. It's one thing.
Yeah. And I mean, him and I mean, we really wouldn't know if training full time would either benefit us or not. I mean, because what I do with owning the gym and helping people and programming that way and doing all that, it's like that might be my outlet from what I'm doing training wise. Like I train a lot and I try to work out as much as I can, but then I absolutely love the time that I get to spend with people in class. And so maybe training full time wouldn't benefit me. Maybe I'm training enough and I'm getting as fit as I am based on how much training I'm putting in. But then at the same time, maybe the gym is as successful as it is because I'm able to balance it out with training. It's not just work. I'm not overwhelmed with everything about the business because I get
Right.
to exercise and also compete and go out of town. So I mean, I think there's balance.
Hey, does your gym like that? Do they rally behind you? Do the members like the fact that their coach? I think it would be, especially with the dedication you have to your clients. If I was at a gym and there was someone like you and it was the owner, I think it would be fun. I think that's the environment I'd want to be in.
Yeah, I mean, we took 14 people down to the NorCal Classic this year. We had out of those 14 people, we had 12 of them take the time out of their day to come into the gym, do the online qualifier, set their phone up, upload their video, do all the things that you need to do in order to be there in person. We had 12 people do that, and then we had a team of 2 who won a competition locally, and so they got an invite. And so, I mean, it's really yep, yeah, there we are. And so, um, originally when I opened the gym, that wasn't my intention. That my intention was not to create a competitor's gym. That's far from it. That's just something that I like to do. And after opening the gym and just seeing people see me compete and see me work out and go to some local competitions and see me hurt, they seemed to enjoy that and see me put my money where my mouth is. And we started getting people who were interested in competing. And I was like, hey, I mean, you're more than welcome to come and I mean, you can sign up. There's a local one coming up in like 2 months, and I'll help you. And if there's movements that you're kind of nervous with, I like let's do some extra practice and let's go for it. And so, I think a lot of the members do enjoy seeing me work out and seeing me compete. And then we have so many nameplates on the wall, and so people see other people's names, and that's just kind of motivation.
Hey, it's like if you went to a stereo shop to get a stereo put in and the owner's car was always parked out front every time you drove by, and it was a cool fucking Datsun 510 with tinted windows and it was always clean, and like when he drove by your house you heard his fucking bass thumping, you'd be like, okay, that's where I'm going to get my stereo in. And the
Yeah.
same with the same with like where my kids train in jiu-jitsu. The girl's a professional fighter. I know she travels 3 days a week to train in San Francisco, which is a 90 miles each way round trip. The instructor for the gym is everyone in the area knows who he is. He's young. He's obsessed with watching YouTube videos. He's the guy who's always like, did you watch this? Did you watch this? Did you show this to your kids? And I know that that he could probably beat up anyone fucking in the area, right? Or give anyone a run for their money. And I don't want to say that you have to walk the walk to be a great coach, but I'm sure that the gym takes a lot of pride in the fact that you obviously are a pristine man. You obviously eat well, you present well, your physique is crazy, and then you go to these competitions and throw down with the best in the world. And there is a you could on one hand say it's superficial, but on the other hand, you could say it's your resume. Like what you're doing is your resume for everyone to see, and you walk around with your resume. That's like the most impressive thing I think about Kill Taylor is like, hey, he puts his resume on the line every fucking weekend, every Saturday.
Yeah.
You can see his resume. Do you get that feeling that
Mhm. No,
your flock enjoys that about you?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really didn't realize it until probably this maybe last year during NorCal. I mean, we only took not only, but we took 6 people last year, and so we
Mm,
more than doubled our amount this year.
mm, mm,
And for some reason, NorCal has been like just the one of the staples that we've used as like we're getting people rallied behind us and we're getting people that are signing up for a 3-day competition. They had no intention to do something like this. And we got people
mm,
out there doing it in 100-degree weather. Like it's insane. It's crazy to think about. And like we got people who never thought about competing in CrossFit. They were just doing it just to work out with their grandson. You know what I mean? Work out with their daughter. And then now we got them out there doing a 3-day competition and they're loving it and they're pushing hard. And so I do what something that made me think about what you were saying is I always like to use this saying in my head is that talking about the resume, you never know who's watching.
mm,
And so I like to carry myself as I'm walking around, whether it be in competition, whether it be, I mean, shopping at Target, at Costco, just driving on the freeway. Like you never know who's watching. And
mhm,
so I always like to present myself in the best light that I would like to see myself in. If I'm driving around town and somebody cuts me off, like I'm not gonna get upset at that. I'm not gonna cut that person off for a number of reasons. But like I now am a business owner and I have stickers on my car that say my gym. And if
mm,
I'm speeding and acting reckless, like that comes back on my gym. That comes back on me. That comes back on my people. It comes back on the community that I built. And so just walking around with the idea of you never know who's watching you, so you should be a good person. Just be who you are. You know what I mean? Just
right.
just just run it. And so yeah, talking about the resume thing, I think about that very often. Think about
Hey,
that a lot.
I call that leveraging your ego. And
Hmm.
the ego gets such a bad rap, but if you can leverage it to manipulate yourself to be a better person,
Yeah.
right? More power to you. If you're out with your clients and you want to eat a bowl of ice cream, but they're all there, so you're not going to eat it in front of them, good on you.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
just leverage the fact that you need to be a responsible, role model. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Where do you get most of your clients, Hans? How do you get
Um,
clients?
mainly, well, a lot of them, um, I mean, they walk by. So we're in a retail space, so we're not like out in the industrial area. So like next to us is a Subway, Subway
Okay.
sandwiches, and then on the other side of us is a dry cleaners, and then on a little further down we got a nail salon. A little further down the other way we got a massage place.
Mhm.
And then we got a thrift store. So it's like there's so many little stores on the outsides of us that a lot of our members are people who just come in from going to those businesses. Like we get a lot of traffic during lunchtime because we have Subway, we have a Mexican restaurant, we have a Mediterranean place down further. And so, yeah, we just get a lot of members who walk in during lunch and they see that we have a class going on. And then I tell them, hey, you're more than welcome. Come take a class. If you like it, awesome. If you don't, it's not, I mean, no harm, no foul. Just, I would love to have you. And a lot of the time, just building that small connection with someone, talking to somebody for 90 seconds, like there's a lot of return on that. So just really a lot.
Do you have any stories in particular where you met someone somewhere and then they came into your gym? Like and any ones that stand out that you're proud of? You're like, "Oh yeah, I bumped into this guy while I was pumping gas or something."
Yeah, so at a Costco that we have here in town, I was walking through, and this is one of my favorite members. His name is Greg. He's 70 years old, And so we're me and Karina, we're doing our shopping and we're walking around, and then I run into Greg, and I haven't seen him in really probably like a year, 2 years. He was at the CrossFit gym that was in town that closed before I opened mine. And so we're shopping, and I see him, and I'm like, Greg. And I walk up to him, and he's like, oh, Hans. He remembers my name. And so I shake his hand. I was like, how are you? What's going on, man? And he still looks just as good as he did. And so I tell him, I'm like, hey, I opened up a gym. I own the gym now. And his face just like lights up, and he was just jazzed, and it made me super happy. And so I was like, yeah, man, you gotta come back. Oh, I would love to have you come take a class. And he was like, yeah, I've been thinking about getting back in there. I need to get back in there. And so sure enough, I mean that's something that was super easy, and I was able to get him to come and take a class. That was great. That was really cool. Another time that was cool. I was competing at a local competition here in town, and I had a guy who just came in off the streets, and he walks in, very funny interaction. He walks in, and the first thing he says, hey, Hans, you don't know me, but I know you. And I'm like, oh, cool, man. What's your name? And he tells me his name. And so we just started chit chatting. And he was like, yeah, I saw you at the competition a couple months ago. And I saw you with all your members. And I saw how awesome it was that you have so much support, and just saying a lot of nice things, being really nice. And then he was like, I would love to be like part of it. Like, how do I start? And I was like, we'll get you. I mean, you can come and try a class, or you can sign up, man. What do you want to do? And sure, yeah, he just signed up right then and there. And he ended up being a CrossFit person. He's done CrossFit before years ago, and he was pretty active. But yeah, that was another good time, just being out doing that CrossFit competition. Somebody coming in, they were like, hey, you don't know me, but I know who you are, and you're really cool, and I would love to be a part of what you've built, because it looks really rad. And so that was cool. That was really nice to hear.
So he was basically seeing your interaction with the group of people you were there with also, like, hey, those
Mhm.
people are having fun with what they're doing.
Yeah, and then he also told me that his wife watches our Instagram. He was like, "Yeah, my
Uh-huh.
wife started following you on Instagram, and, like, the videos you guys post, sometimes you post some funny stuff, and sometimes it's, like, serious." And it was just, like, it looked like a good balance of, having fun, but working hard. And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's kinda what we're about, man." Yeah, that was a cool one.
What about coaches? I always hear it's super hard finding coaches, and you are not in I mean, you're in a small area. You're in the middle of the state. You're in kind of drive-through land. Is it hard finding good
Mhm.
coaches? Is it fine keeping coaches? Is it hard keeping coaches?
I would say as of now, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got about, like, 5 or 6 coaches, and all of them, most of them, not all of them, most of them have full-time jobs doing something else. And so I still coach a majority of the classes, but we have started to slowly but surely get members, or not members, but slowly started to get people to start coaching that were interested. Um, and so, I mean, is it hard to find a full-time coach? Yeah. I mean, that's because CrossFit itself just doesn't, I mean, there's not a crazy amount of money in it. But we do have coaches who have other jobs, and they still want to coach. I mean, even I have a buddy of mine, Logan. I mean, he has a full-time job doing something else, but he still wants to coach, and so he coaches the 5 a.m.s and the 6:15s. And those used to be mine. I mean, I used to coach those when I first started. And so, I mean, it's been just something like that, where like we have somebody who loves to coach and wants to help and wants to be a part of the community from the
Mm.
coaching side, but they still have a full-time job. And so they coach a couple of classes. And our schedule is very, like, it's pretty set. Like, it's not sporadic. It's not crazy where, like, all of a sudden I have to cover tomorrow, and so I have to go in early. It's like we have these people who want to coach, and they're on the schedule for weeks out, months out. And if something comes up, I will cover it. Yes, 100% of the time. But yeah, it's not just like a free for all. Like, we have a lot of people who are interested in coaching, and so I'm lucky that I do have people that are behind me and want to help out.
How many classes a week happen at your gym?
Let's see. Well, we have 5 a.m., 6:15, 7:30, 8:30, noon, 3:45, 5:20, 6:30. So that's 8, and that's 4 days a week. So 8 times 4. Yeah, there you
Wow.
go.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
gnarly.
Thursday's quiet. Thursday we only have 2 classes, and then Sunday we're closed.
And why Thursday 2 classes? Just to give the gym a break if you have to clean up, or
Yeah, so I kind of programmed the gym based on the training that I've done for so long because I thought that it was beneficial. And so I do the 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. And so I do
uh-huh.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday we do have class if people feel like they still need to come in or if their schedule just doesn't work out. So we still have a boot camp class. We have a morning one and an evening one. And then Friday full schedule, Saturday we got class, and then Sunday we're closed.
How
And so
big is the
that was just from my experience.
how big is the gym?
2,200 square feet. And we probably the floor itself is probably smaller than that.
And so you have to maximize it with all the clients you have and all the classes you're teaching.
Most definitely. I mean, I think that's where so ever since we've been open, I've programmed everything. I program for the gym, and with me being able to do the programming and write the programming and have things set up like it is, I'm able to fit the
Mm.
amount of members and have the workouts run specifically how they are run with the space that we have. So
That,
we can make it work.
that's interesting. I've never heard that before, and that seems like a fucking no-brainer. That's one
Mhm.
of the reasons why I guess people who use the programming that CrossFit offers, or people who buy programming, they can't they don't have the flexibility to program based on the space. And so you
Mhm.
can be creative and find the same way to get the stimuluses people need, but in the space that you have.
Exactly. Yeah, like if I outsourced my programming, which I understand a lot of people are busy and a lot of people have things going on, but if you outsource your program and you receive the program and like let's just say that the workout calls for the assault bike and
Mhm.
you only have 6 bikes in your gym if you're
Mhm.
lucky. I mean a lot of
Mm,
gyms don't even have 6. And
mhm.
so yeah, then you have to modify that program that you're paying for from whatever company you're paying, and then it's just like you're already taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's like now you have another headache that you have to deal with. And also, I mean, the members that I have in our gym, like I know everyone, and so when I'm programming, I mean, I kind of know the skill level of what we have and the
Mhm.
wide variety of different members. And so when I'm programming, I take that into consideration. I have like a couple of members who are great at gymnastics, and so I take them into consideration. I have a bunch of super heavy, strong people. I take them into consideration, and then I got Greg, who's 70 years old.
Right. And I guess along those lines too, um, since you could I get a sparkling water? Thank you. And then I'll pay with credit card. Um, I
Just tap.
Where are you?
No, I'm at home. I'm in the kitchen. I'm just fucking with my wife. Thank you.
Oh, why aren't you in your studio?
I'm in Newport Beach. So one of the sponsors of
Oh,
the show is Sarah Cox, California Peptides, and so she has all these homes
yeah.
along the beach here in California, in Newport, and so she's always
Mhm.
saying, "Hey, come down," and I was due, so we came
Oh,
down here
okay,
for 10
nice.
days. Yeah, I'm just decompressing,
Awesome.
kinda.
I love that.
Yeah, but it was funny. The thing I miss the most about my house is my studio.
Mhm.
Um, it's cool because I really like that, because also, since you're doing that, you can also do things like, hey, I'm going to really push my members. I know I'm going to really teach everyone how to do a handstand push up. And you know what? I'm going to get some
Mhm.
people who can walk on their hands, and I'm going to trick them into doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
you can push it's your experiment, right? It's almost like you're a scientist and those are your lab rats. And that's got
Yeah.
to be a huge part of the fun of the job. Instead of
Mhm.
letting
No, it is. I
outsource,
mean,
or else you're just breeding rats and selling them to other people if you let someone else do your programming.
I agree so much on that. I mean, and like a good example about like walking on your hands. Um, so I send out a survey. So we do like 6 to 8 week cycles where we'll focus on like a couple of movements, and I send out a survey, and I'm like, hey, what do you guys want to work on? What do you want to practice? What do you want to have fun with? And a couple months ago, I had a bunch of people asking about rope climbs, and I was like, hell, let's climb some ropes. And so we did a little 6 week progression where we went through a couple of drills, and I have 2 ropes that are hung from the ceiling, and so they're 15 feet. And then off of our rig, we have they're probably like 12 feet tall rigs, I guess. We have 4 ropes that are hung from there. And so sure enough, yeah, we did a little 6 week cycle, and we had a bunch of people practicing. I had a bunch of drills that I wrote up, and a bunch of scaling options. And dude, by the end of it, man, we had so many people climbing the 15 feet ropes. It was nuts. It was seriously crazy.
Like people who thought they'd never be able to do something like that in their life, right?
Oh no, people, they didn't think that they would be able to, nor did they want to. They're like, no, the ground's nice. I don't want to climb a rope. I'm fine.
Right.
Dude, and I mean, I'm talking moms, dads, people in their 40s and they're like climbing ropes, and it was so cool, man. And then learning how to use your feet and learning how to climb up the rope and then get to the top and being able to control yourself down, like it was super cool. So many people were so jazzed. It was probably one of the best, definitely one of the most memorable cycles that I like wrote up for the gym to have us go through. Super
Crazy.
rewarding.
I was gonna say rewarding and motivating and increased camaraderie and all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean, we have a couple of members who did a Spartan race. Do you remember all those medals I had on the wall? I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
So we had members who have done the Spartan race, and then the rope climb was one of those things that kind of stopped them in their tracks. And so those people who weren't able to climb a rope during the Spartan race, I mean, 2 months later when we practiced, I mean, we just learned how to use your feet, started working the grip strength for a couple of weeks, and then sure enough, climbing a rope. I mean, it's so much. There's so much to learn. There's so much like technique behind climbing the rope. I mean, you don't even have to be the strongest and the baddest. You just if you know how to manipulate the rope and use your feet, it's so much easier. Yeah, it's great.
What's crazy about that too is, and I'm sure you've seen this, and if you're a 22-year-old man and you see a 52-year-old woman climb a rope, all the excuses go out the fucking door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, like you're 22 and you're like, hey, I have no interest in climbing a rope, but you see a 52-year-old woman who the same. I remember when my wife was watching CrossFit and she was seeing people do pull-ups, and she's like, at one point it just clicked for her. She's like, if those people can do pull-ups, I can do pull-ups. And she literally, we got in the car, we drove to the track, and she got her first 4 pull-ups. And like you need to see what's possible, right? And that once again is leveraging your ego. Like if you're a 22-year-old man and you're next to a woman who is doing a 52-year-old woman who's doing a rope climb, you the excuses have to just go away.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just be like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely.
Do
you, I was gonna. Do you care if I pull anything out of the comments?
No, anything.
Well, Jeremy.
No, Julia. Hi, Hans. Julia's taken. Sorry, you can't.
I'm taken, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, you're taken. Sorry.
Jeremy was asking, do I cap my classes? We do. So I normally the max I let in is 14. Once in a while, I will program a workout that has like more dumbbells than barbells, and so like I'll be able to up it to 16 that day. But yeah, normally the cap on the classes is 14. It just after that, if we're all doing barbell stuff and doing burpees, it gets too I mean, somebody's gonna get hurt, you know. So yeah, there has to be a cap. Oh yeah, there you go, Vince. Yeah, Vince is one of my coaches.
24 people during partner workouts. How often do you do partner workouts?
We do partner workouts every Saturday.
And do people like those?
It's been. I mean, I have heard a couple of people over the years. I mean, they say that they don't come because they don't want to slow somebody down. And so I tell them, I was like, hey, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody in class who doesn't want to go that fast. Like I'm like, hey, when I get the chance to do a partner workout, I try to pair up with someone who's not going to go hard because I want to like it's just a casual thing. Like you'll be fine. And so I was like, hey, like I've come in when I'm not coaching, and I'm like, hey, if you show up, I'll be your partner. Let's go. Like we'll make it happen. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And then I show up and they don't show up, and then yeah.
It's interesting because yeah, it's a total misconception, because I went to Susan's gym a couple months ago and it was a partner workout and I was so happy. And I got Pool Boy as my partner, who's probably the fittest person in the gym that day. And I was more than happy because I could hide. It was the opposite. But I have heard my mom say that she doesn't like to go to the gym during partner workout days because she didn't want to slow someone down. And I'm thinking to myself, fuck, I love the fact that like I got to hide. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Let this guy do the fucking work. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, absolutely.
It was great.
yeah.
And we did smash it. And we did smash it, except I fucking hurt myself, but we smashed it.
Hell yeah.
I hurt myself jumping onto a plate.
Oh no. Are you doing burpee to plate?
Yeah.
Was it a 45-pound plate at least?
I don't even know, but my fucking probably not, probably a 25-pound. But just landing on my toes and cycling it too fast, I fucking had my worst back injury I've had in 5 years. It was fucking retarded. I hated it. I was so upset.
Yeah, Jeremy talking about like a small place or tight places. I would say I've had a lot of people tell me, like, as much as I would love to have a big gym, and it'll come in time, like there's something about having close quarters, there's something about having the like sharing space with someone next to you. And it's all a shared suffering, but yeah, being able to have the tight spaces, like, and being able to make things work. A lot of people, they actually, I mean, they like it. They like that. And then I'll go out of my way and be like, hey, I'm going to move your barbell over a little bit. And like during the workout, I'm rotating the room, I'm running around, making sure things look good. And then I see somebody like starting to do jump ropes and they're starting to get like too close to the rig. And so I'll go over there and I'll tell them, hey, come here a little bit. Come. And so it's very, I mean, yeah, it's a very good, it's a good space, and it makes people just enjoy it,
By the way, also just on a side note with that partner workout, it almost killed me. It was one of the best workouts, except for the fact that I tweaked my back. It was one of the best workouts I had in a long time. And then for Pool Boy, it was just a warm up. For everyone else in the class, it was a fucking beat down. And he's like, okay, I'm warmed up. And like, that was just for him. That class was just a, you know what I mean? Just a, like, get warmed up. So you start the gym, you've had it since 2018. So that's 6 years. Did I have that right?
No. I started.
Oh, sorry.
That
22.
I met Sean in.
Oh, yes. Okay. So sorry. You've had it 2.5 years. Same space the entire time?
No. So crazy. So the story behind me opening the gym, I was coaching and managing at a gym in town. The owner, she lived in LA at the time. And so eventually, after being there for, who knows, probably like 3 years that I coached there, the owner told me, she was like, hey, we're gonna end up closing the gym, yada yada. And after going back and forth and talking about what she's gonna end up doing with everything, because I always wanted to open the gym. And so eventually she was like, well, I'm gonna probably just sell everything, but you got to move, like you can't stay in that space. And so I went ahead and she offered me if I wanted to purchase the equipment. And in my head, I was like, well, Hans, you've always wanted to open a gym. You got to fucking run with it now. Like this, it's now, like you got to go. And so I hooked up with Sean and I talked to him about it. And then we ended up purchasing all the equipment. And it was crazy. We went from a 8,000 square foot facility.
That's the gym that was closing. And why did you have to move? The lease was up. They were going to lease it to someone else.
Yeah, the owner was telling me that the owner of the building was going to raise their rent, and they were going to raise it to something that was crazy, and but also like understandable, because the price of rent for that space because I was looking for spaces in the town because I already wanted to open up my own. And it was like $2 a square foot, 175 a square foot. So 8,000 square feet facility. I mean, you're looking at like $13,000, $16,000 a month, which is crazy. Like unless if you got 400 members.
Right.
So that's what was going on. She was like, yeah, you can't stay there because our lease is coming up, blah, blah, blah. And so 8,000 square feet, there was probably, I would have to say 5,000 of it was flooring. So moving all those damn horse stall mats, man, it was crazy.
So what did you do with all the equipment? It must have not fit in your new place, right?
Yeah. So crazy enough. So we were, it was fucking gnarly. So we were only without a space for 28 days. We moved all of that equipment into Sean's 2-car garage. We fit everything in his 2-car garage. I have photos on my phone. I wish I can show you somehow. And we have horse stall mats like stacked almost all the way to like the ceiling in his garage.
Wow.
And we had a whole 40-foot rig that was taken apart in the smallest pieces possible, just laid down in his garage. We had plyo boxes stacked to the roof. His wife loved it. It was great. And so we put everything in there. Sean is good friends with a church in town. The church has this like big barn looking thing, very nicely built, but it just looks like a barn. And inside is just like 2 offices, 2 bathrooms, and then a big flat space. We used a trailer that Sean was able to borrow from the church, and we filled up the trailer with just an X amount of stuff, and we took it to the barn, and I unhauled everything and laid everything out, and we ran classes in this random barn for like 3 weeks before we got the AOK to open up the to get our keys to the space that we have now. And so we were running classes, and it was just very random, but we wanted to give people something to do. You know, I mean, we had members from the gym who came up to me and they asked me, they're like, "Hey, where are you going? What are you going to do? Like, what's your plan?" And I was like, I will email you and I'll let you know, because I got something going on. We're not going to be without a place. And I had members who were like coming up to me and giving me a hug and like crying on my their gym was going away, you know?
Yeah.
And so we ended up, after being at the church for like 3 weeks, we got the AOK to move into this new facility. And we went in and we just started just ripping shit out, and it was full blast. We had to go. And we were starting work, and we were starting at like 6 a.m. and not finishing until like about midnight. Most of the days we did it for like 4 days, 5 days in a row.
Prepping your gym, your new space, the one that's in this mall.
The one that's in the small. And we moved all the mats from Sean's garage, moved everything into the new gym, and the like nothing was even like the walls were dirty. Like the paint, there was no paint. It was just random nonsense.
What
There were
used to
like
be there?
it was called Play It Against Sports.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you know, Play It Against Sports.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
So it's fucking even crazier than that. So I'm gonna get sidetracked, but I'll go back. So I bought from Play It Against Sports years ago when I was a coach for a travel track and field team. The little flat cones, the cones that are only like this tall, and they
Yeah,
have
for like
flat.
soccer practice and shit.
Exactly. So I went into Play It Against Sports. I bought a pack of like 5 cones for like $4.99 or something. And I held on to those cones. So I was in high school at the time. I like just graduated high school. So it was back in like 2014. So we're talking like 10 years, 9 years ago. And I held on to these cones the whole time. I used them for track practice. I used them for doing drills. I moved like into 3 different homes, and I held on to these fucking cones, and I still have them, and I brought them to the gym. And I just so happen to now own a business in the same building that
They've
Played
come
Again
back
Sports were in.
home. They've come back
They came
home.
back home, man. It's so crazy. And the cones still say Played Again Sports on them. And that was gnarly. When I realized that, I was like, holy shit, this is the space that Played Again Sports was in. And I was like, holy shit, I got the cones. And I was like, it was gnarly. It was crazy.
So you moved the gym to the garage, to the church, and then to your new location all 3 times in a month.
Yes, when we moved into the church portion, we didn't take everything. I mean, we took I think like 3 rowers. We took maybe maybe 4 barbells, men and women bars. We brought a couple of boxes.
So a temporary gym.
Temporary gym, and we weren't sure how long. Like, I mean, Sean and I, we were gonna do it no matter what. Like, we were gonna just, if we're here for 2 months, cool. If we're and we were like, we were selling memberships, very very cheap, but we were selling memberships, and people were willing to pay us to just host classes in this little barn.
Did you
I
pick
would love to
up
show you.
members there? Did you pick up members?
You know what's
From the
crazy?
church?
We did. We picked up from the church, like people who
Yeah.
went to the church.
Yeah.
That I'm not 100% sure. I know we did have, I think, 1 or 2 people come just to take a class, just to like have fun and just like try it out.
Right.
But we had a guy, his name is Dan Howard, Mr. Dan Howard. He found us online because I had a website already. I already had an LLC made like months prior. And so we found, thanks, Jess. I don't know who that is. It might be a friend. We found, or he found us online as One Life CrossFit. Sean had our address as the church at the time. Dan shows up not knowing what the hell we're doing, who we are, what we're and he shows up to this little small shack and he starts taking class. He's still with us till this day. He signed up at the barn.
Wow.
Yeah. He signed up at the barn, and he saw us be at the barn for like 3 weeks, and then we had to tell him, hey Dan, we're moving to a different facility now, because this was like temporary. Like, you just so happened to join us in between trying to move things around. And so yeah, that was crazy. I have pictures. I would love to send them to you. I'll send them to you after the show or something.
Yeah,
But,
please. Hey, when you
yeah, it
bought
was
the gym,
gnarly.
was it called One Life CrossFit? When you what was that gym called?
So that gym was
8,000
called Depot Fitness.
And why not keep the name and just buy the business from her?
Well, I treated that business like it was my own. I did. I mean, when people, the owner, she lived in LA, and so she didn't come out a lot. I was there for about 3 years. I maybe saw her 4 times. And some people didn't like it. I thought from like a business standpoint, like, hell yeah. I mean, you got a business down here that's doing good. It's doing good enough to where you can stay in LA and take care of your other 2 gyms that she had.
Oh wow,
And
okay.
so, and so I
CrossFit
treated that
gyms?
gym
Were
like it
her
was,
other gyms CrossFit gyms also?
yes.
Okay.
And so I treated that gym like it was mine. A lot of people who joined the gym thought that I owned it. I was the manager at the time, and I took care of it like it was my own. Loved it. But nothing's better than having something that is yours, that you made from the ground up. So when I bought all the equipment and I moved on and I opened up my own, a lot of the members came, which I didn't realize that I had the impact that I did. A lot of people told me that they followed me, and they would follow me, and they will follow me wherever it is that I'm going, and that was very sweet to hear. But I just wanted my own. It was there were things that were going. There were things at the gym that, like, people had been going there before I was a member and a manager. So there were a lot of people who had things just like set in stone. Like, this is a very small detail, but it's something that I think is very important. There were people there that were doing single unders for way too long. It's like, no, you need to learn how to do double unders. We need to learn new things. Like we need to challenge ourselves. And so there were people that were like just doubling the double under and doing singles. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that anymore. I'm going to help you out. We're going to learn how to do double unders. We're done with that. And so there were just a lot of things that like people were set in their ways. And so really, how do you make somebody break bad habits? I mean, you put them in a whole new environment. So this is as much as I love Depot CrossFit, this is no longer Depot CrossFit. This is One Life CrossFit. This is how we run it. This is what we're doing. This is how we I mean, this is going to be different. It's going to be something new.
Go ahead, Caleb. Go ahead.
Did you get pushback from the people that came from Depot? They were like,
no, I would say no, solely because I was already there for so long. And the classes that I coached were the 5 a.m.s, the 6:15s, the 8:30s, and then I didn't do the noons until I quit my other job. But yeah, so like the classes that I was already coaching, people that were coached by me, they kind of like knew my style and they knew who I was and they knew how I like to do things and how I want to help people and how much more just like I'm very invested. And then I didn't get to coach like the late classes, like the 7:30 class, the 5 p.m. class. Like I didn't get to coach those classes because I was working a different job at the time, until I quit that job, and that's another story. But so not so much. No, when they came over, there was a lot of people who were I would say pleased. I mean, there were people who didn't think, just like climbing the rope. They had no idea of wanting to climb a rope. They didn't want to do it. And then I was like, no, man, you're so much more talented than you think you are. You're so much more stronger than you are. Like, no, let me work with you. Let me help you. I'm going to show you how to make it really easy. Like you'll be good. And so, yeah, not so much pushback. No, it was just a lot of positives.
Hey, so that time that you were managing Depot CrossFit, that I'm guessing that was crazy important that was training camp for you for opening your own gym?
I would say yes. I mean, I treated that gym like it was my own. And so when I got offered the manager position, I had 2 other jobs. I was working at Starbucks, and then
What did you do at Starbucks? You were a barista?
I was a barista. Buffett's barista, man. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I always wanted a job as a barista. When I see those people working behind the counter there at Starbucks, I'm always like, "Fuck, could I do that?" I always wonder that.
It's a lot of. I mean, it is a lot of fun because then you start like it's a game. It's a game. Like you gotta like hit the machine, pull your shots. You put the cup underneath. You're steaming milk, and then as that's going on, you're turning around and you're making a cold beverage for the next car that's coming up, and then it's just a constant rotation of just trying to get these drinks in and out. And it is fun. It's I mean, if you get overwhelmed and you don't like small spaces, then yeah, it's not going to work for you. But no, it was a great time.
Were you always a people person, Hans? Were you always good with people? I mean, you're obviously good with people.
I would say, yeah. I would say
okay.
I've always liked to just hang out with people, talk to people, and yeah, my mom always told me that, like, when I was growing up, I would just be friends with everyone, say hello to random people. Like, she was like, I had to keep an eye on you, man, because you would just fucking run off with someone.
Yeah. Okay, so you didn't start at Starbucks as an introvert and then fucking you were made for that, interacting with people, saying hi, helping people, getting them what they want. Yeah. I want to go back to that. So you're at that gym, and basically you're at that gym and you're managing that gym, and then you get the opportunity and you take it, and you kind of said the key word, like you treated it like it was your own. Like, what are some of the things, like, is that like meaning like you're taking a piss in the bathroom and there's a piece of toilet paper behind it, and so you get it? Like, what are the things that that you treated it like your own? Like, what are some of the things you did, you think?
One of the things that I remember for sure is that whenever there was a new member that for some reason I didn't know or I didn't meet from them walking in the door, I always went up and I introduced myself to them. Mm-hmm. So if I happened to be in the gym in the late evening because I didn't have work that day or something, I remember, and I specifically remember walking up to this one gentleman I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, I don't think I've met you yet. What's your name?" And I shook his hand and I introduced myself to him. And I was like, "Well, nice to meet you. I'm the manager. If you need anything, just let me know. I normally coach the morning classes, so sometimes I don't meet people in the evening classes. But yeah, if you need anything, and nice to meet you." And so, I mean, I would make a habit of doing that, of going around, and if I didn't know somebody personally, then I would introduce myself to them and figure out what their name is. And so, I would do that a lot. And it's funny that you bring up the toilet situation because I feel um, like cleanliness, it goes a long way. Like if you go to a nice restaurant, you have a great meal, everything's awesome, and then you go to the bathroom and the bathroom's shit. Like
Yeah.
that's the one thing. That's what you're
Yep.
gonna remember.
Yep. Yep.
It doesn't
Yep.
matter how good the food is. It doesn't matter how good the coaches were. It doesn't matter how nice the new equipment was. If you go to the bathroom and the bathroom is just complete chaos, that's the thing that you're going to tell everybody about. Be like, yeah, the gym was cool and everything, but dude, the bathroom was fucking gnarly. It's like that's the thing. And so I do like to keep the bathroom clean.
I was thinking earlier that at your current gym, you know every member, right? At One Life.
I do. I have a great example. Go ahead, keep going.
Go ahead and give that example. I won't forget what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Go ahead.
One of the things that I do pride myself in, and it's something that I like to use it as an example for my coaches, is that I could have a class of 10, 12, 14. If I write a workout with double unders, I can go around and I can give a scaling option to every single person in this room. And that's not something that just the normal average coach can do, you know. That's not something that like you don't know, like Jose can do. Like Jose, you can do double unders. Mike, you can do double unders. You're good. Sylvia, we're gonna do X, Y, or Z. Let's do this many double unders, and then just try and then add on some singles, and then Joanna.
Wait. Just to be clear, not that you can, but also you know who needs them, because a lot of people could do the scaling, but they wouldn't know who needs it. You're saying even before the workout starts, you know where every person is in their progressions to getting double unders. Is that what
exactly?
You mean? Okay. I just want to be clear. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's one thing that I really pride myself in, is that like being able to know your athletes and know what they're capable of and go around and give scaling options. And it could be just boom, boom, boom quick because you know what they can do. And the number of double unders, it does slowly but surely go up. I have a member, his name is Chris Hope. And when he maybe a year ago, he was doing like 5 double unders and then the rest of them were singles. And then now I got him we did a workout last week where we were doing 100, 80, 60, 40, 20 of double unders. And I was like, hey, let's try to go 25, 30 every set. Let's do that. We won't do the 186, but let's try to do 25, 30 every round. Sure enough, he did 25 every round, and it was freaking awesome. And yeah, so being able to have the scaling options and know who your members are is huge.
And so it's not only scaling, but I don't know what the opposite of scaling, but it's like you can walk up to someone and whisper in their ear, "Hey, Chris, like it's time, buddy. It's time."
It'd be like an appropriate modification or an appropriate scale for them.
But beyond scaling, you can also push them. You could walk up to them and whisper, "Hey, Chris,
Oh, yes.
I know you really like to sweat and you get a good workout. We have to invest a little time here. Today, I need you to like really try to do more double unders instead of just go for getting the workout done." And you couldn't do that if you didn't have a relationship with him. He'd be like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, it also seems that because of that relationship, people want to make you proud. And that's always that's a great environment to be in, right? You know how like you want to make your wife proud, you want to make your kids proud. If you have a great coach, you want to make your coach proud. You don't want to let your coach down.
Yep.
And that also takes trust that obviously you built. Hey, could you imagine? So could you I understand if you're the owner of the gym and it's your second or third job, and so you don't know who every member is. But I wonder if there's gyms where there's someone who doesn't care. Like this lady was really, Caleb, did that arouse you?
Yes.
I wonder if there's gyms where there's no one there, not even a manager, who cares enough to know every member there. What that sounds like just a failed fucking business from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like if they imagine if there wasn't someone at Depot CrossFit like that. Did she tell you that, by the way? Did she say, hey, did the owner tell you, hey, you need to know every member here, you need to have a relationship, or is that just something you did on your own?
No, that's just me. I mean, no, that's just who I am and who I was raised, how I was raised.
Yeah, how could you not have someone at the gym who works there who wants that to be part of their skill set? Like, hey, I need to say hi and let every person know in the gym that, hey, if you need something, I'm your funnel.
Yes. I mean, I'm sure it's just falling out of love with what you were once in love with, you know? Like if you were once in love with doing CrossFit and coaching CrossFit and giving back and helping people learn, and then eventually, I mean, your priorities start to shift.
Yeah. Andrew, did you
And
know everyone?
it's no knock.
No, go ahead. Andrew, well, let me ask this real quick. Andrew, did you know everyone at your gym when you owned a gym? What were you going to say? It's no knock. What?
Yeah, it's I mean, it's no knock to the person. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's just it's the nature of what's going on. Like if you have something else going on, if you have a job and and like this is just your like not even your side gig. This is just something that you do because let's say at the time like you got a free membership if you coached.
Yeah.
Then yeah, then I'm sure the the effort that you're going to put into what you got going on is not going to be the same as if it was something you're so in love with.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'm sure there's tons, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't even realize it. I'm sure there's a lot of people who coach who don't move their damn feet. They stay standing in the same place the whole time, and they're just looking. They're like, okay, that person's not hurting themselves. Yeah, that's cool. They're checking their phone, and then all of a sudden the hour's done, and they're like, yeah, that was a good class, good job, high five, fist bump, and it's like, you didn't do a fucking thing, dude. What do you?
Right.
You just you. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who do that, but they just don't realize it.
I think of it as kind of just treat people the way you want to be treated. So if you're taking a class and there's 14 people in the class, I mean, I'm just making this shit up. Oh, Andrew Hiller, 100%. And I knew all their best squat snatches and so on. You're a shithead coach if you don't.
Yeah, I'm on the same path as Andrew. I know.
It's kind of like just it's kind of just people just want to be recognized, right? Like, so let's say someone starts a workout and they're I'm just thinking of the workout I did at Suze's gym, and we were doing thrusters with plates, right? So you hold a plate in your hand, and then you do thrusters, and you put it overhead like this. And the gym was packed. There were, I mean, it's a massive gym, but there were probably 60 people.
Yeah,
in the class.
CrossFit Livermore, right?
Yeah, it was a partner workout, and it was
awesome
on a weekend, and it was fucking. There were 60 people in it, and there were like 30, 15 partners like this, and then 15 partners like this, so 60 total. And we all face each other. It was really cool setup, and it's the kind of thing where even if someone were they start the workout with a 10 and you saw them move up to a 15, you can be like, oh, good job scaling, right? Just any good job scaling or good job.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm impressed. I saw you go up in weight. Or even if someone goes down in weight, smart job going down in weight. I'm impressed. Guys, if you want to keep anything, right?
Yep.
Fucking just people want to be recognized and acknowledged and given a I see you. That's it.
Yeah, no, I tell my coaches very often, like, hey, names are huge. You guys, you got
names, right? Yeah.
You need to use names. Just yell. I mean, even if it's the smallest thing. Hey, Maria, squat looks good. I like the depth. Keep doing what you're doing. Just yell something. Just yell something and be engaging. Be engaging.
Andrew Hiller,
Yeah,
if you want someone to pay you $200 a month membership and rely on Wodify to explain the workout and remind you of their skill acquisition, the gym isn't worth $200.
Nope.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard Andrew say stuff about his gym and him owning the gym and the things that he says. It just really reminds me of myself. I mean, a lot of the things and the way that he cared for the gym and the way that he ran things. Yeah, like there's a couple of things that he said, and I'm like, yeah, Andrew, that's for sure, dude. There's so much.
And I had a there was this gym I went to, and I had a personal trainer there that I went to, like, I don't know, twice a week for like 3 months, and I fucking hated it because it was too much attention. You know what I mean? It's not like I didn't want the guy fucking talking to me the whole time. I didn't want him telling me to do shit that I knew that I didn't like. And so that environment is perfect because, like, you don't got someone writing you, but you got someone seeing you if they're doing their job.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you have a goals for the gym? Are you happy with your location? Are you happy with your members? Are you happy? Like, do you have any aspirations or visions for the future?
Eventually to move into a bigger facility. Yes. I mean, that would be the goal. Right now we do have classes capped at 14, like I was saying earlier. My Monday, tomorrow, my class tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. It was full yesterday.
Oh, so
Yeah.
people sign up in
So,
advance.
I have the signups opened up 72 hours, 3 days in advance. Yeah. And so Friday, when I'm coaching 5 a.m. Friday, my 5 a.m. crew is on their phone reserving for Monday.
It's crazy if I'm just naughty like this, but if I went to your gym and I saw it was full, I would still come.
Yeah, we do get people. I mean, I'm never gonna.
I would be like,
Yeah.
fuck that. I'll stand outside the
Yeah.
front door.
Yeah. I got some members who they're like they gotta come, and
Yeah.
I will never. I mean, if I don't know how many members are watching, but yeah, I'll never.
If you're a
turn
member,
you
don't
away.
listen to this part.
Yeah, I'll never turn anybody away. We'll make it work. There was a time, a great example. There was a time where I had classes capped at 14, and we were doing front squats, and we were doing toe to bar, and I think it was power clean, front squat, toe to bar, and we had a class that was full, 14 people. I had one person show up that was on the wait list, and then I had 3 people show up randomly as a drop in.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow.
Oh shit.
So I had a class of 18, and it worked. And so all I did was I told everybody, I said, hey, listen up, this is how it's going to work. Thank you all for coming to class. We're going to make it happen. Front squats are now going to be done with a kettlebell. We're going to do goblet squats. All right. If you've been doing toe to bar recently and you're really good at it, things are going great, you do sets of 10, and so you can stay on the toe to bar. If not, I'm going to have some of you just do V-ups on the floor. You're still going to get a core workout. It's still going to be good. Your hips are still going to hinge. Things are going to be awesome. And then we can't do power cleans, but we'll do kettlebell swings. Okay, so kettlebell swing, goblet squat, and then toe to bar if you've been doing 10 plus for a while. If not, we'll do V-ups. We'll still get some core in. And if anybody has an issue with it, I'm going to work out after class. I would love to have you work out with me.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
That's
and
awesome.
hey, sure enough, it was cool, man. Everyone grabbed a kettlebell. We still did the workout. The strength was back squats. So we all shared a rack like we normally do. And yeah, it worked. But so yeah, I'll never turn anybody away. But yeah.
Hans, is it appropriate to remind your clients to share, like, so like I like to tell, like, I want my kids, all of the activities my kids do, I want them to be really successful. So if I'm anywhere where there's parents, I start just preaching to them what my kids are doing. So my kids are doing this CrossFit kids class. Anyone I talk to, I tell, dude, you got to come to this class. My kids' jiu-jitsu class, I always tell them, dude, this is the best trainers in the area. Same with the tennis guy. Holy shit, you want to just have your kids interact with the fucking greatest coach ever? And none of these coaches ever say to the parents, hey, by the way, feel free to share this with your friends. Is that appropriate to do that? I wish they would do it, because, like, I don't want to lose these people as resources. So I want them to make shit tons of money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
it is appropriate to ask, like, you would tell your clients, hey, please tell, if you're enjoying this, please tell friends about this program you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I do tell people, like, if you have family members that, like, you want them to start working out, bring them in, man. If you got friends, bring them in. Yeah, I mean, there was a time where we tried to run a promotion where it was like a referral program, and so it's like, hey, if you have a friend If they're interested in doing CrossFit, bring them in. And if they sign up for a month, they'll get 50% off their first month, and then we'll give you 50% off your next month. And so we were doing stuff like that to try to like just get more engagement, just have people come in and enjoy it. And that worked. We did get a couple of people who like brought their cousin in or brought their brother in that had no intentions of like doing CrossFit. And then they got in the door and then they realized really what it was and realized that like the just the camaraderie that we have with everyone. They're like, hey, this is cooler than I thought. I thought it was, I thought CrossFit was crazy. Like, I mean, there's a lot of stigma behind it, but yeah, people came in and they loved it.
Because for most people, working out is their best hour of the day, right? And it lingers, right, for the whole day. So it's basically paying dividends the entire day, and but I think people need to be reminded that they need to tell other people, one, to support their affiliate owner, but two, like, think of all the garbage you share with people every single day, all the negative shit, the fucked up shit. But like, if you could get just one, if you belong to a gym and you can bring that gym. Like if every client there brought you one new client every 6 months, I mean, shit, you could use that shit at the pearly gates of heaven. God's like, well, you did this, this, and this. You're like, dude, motherfucker, I got 10 people in the CrossFit. He's like, all right, you're in.
Yeah. I added
you know what I mean?
200 years to people's lives, man.
Yeah, exactly, totally. Yeah. This guy got into CrossFit, and look at what he did. He changed a woman's tire who would have been hit by a car if you otherwise didn't. Anyway, well, hey, dude, thanks for coming on. Great meeting you. You're a cool dude. I appreciate you doing Kill Taylor. I loved seeing you at NorCal. I consider you a friend. So you're always welcome on the show. Yeah. Thanks for what you do.
Yeah. And I got tons of more stories. So whenever you want me back on, I still got tons.
Okay. Tell me a story. Do you have a story? A story on the top of your head? Tell me a story. I'm in no hurry.
Let's see. I got, well, I wanted to go back to the manager thing. We got distracted with Starbucks.
Yeah, please tell me. Yeah. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Do you have a second? Let me just play this commercial.
I got nothing but time.
Okay. So I have to pee, but I noticed that Souza has uploaded. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Souza has uploaded over 200 videos from the video contest.
Oh, that's awesome. The affiliate series or the affiliate.
It's crazy. Let me play.
That's awesome.
I haven't seen any of these yet. So this one I'm
exclusive.
Yes. Let me premiere this one for you guys. And then Caleb, will you pull us all off as I play this?
Yeah.
And then I'll run and take a quick pee break. This is a 2-minute video. See you guys in a couple of minutes.
I can't begin to tell you how much it has changed my life. Nate, who comes here to the gym and had been for 5 or 6 years, came over to the house one day and he said, Mom, Dad, you need to join CrossFit, and you're not going to know unless you try it. So I promised Nate that I would go to one of the classes. I've kind of watched the years grow on me. I had a lot of stressors going on in my life. In coming to the gym, I found some great friends. And in fact, we have a little grandmaster group of ladies that, we're all pretty high on each other because we are in our 60s and we are working out and we do the tough workouts. And I have so much more energy that I haven't felt since I was in my 30s. To me, it's like there's really no end to what I can do, just because after 3 years of working out here at the gym, I just have a whole lot more strength. Had I not been talked into coming to the gym, I probably would never met Madison and Brittany. They were so encouraging in me progressing and working with me, because they could see I was a fish out of water. I can't tell you how much they've changed my life coming to to youth CrossFit. I would never consider going anywhere else just because it's like they become a part of me. And so they're going to have to deal with me for the next 15, 20 years. They better never go away. Because I can't imagine even going to another gym just to check it out.
Dang. Dang. We have so many fucking great videos.
Heck
I'm showing discipline, Caleb. That a boy.
yeah.
Look at me knowing my job, Caleb.
I
Staying in my
appreciate
lane. Okay. Manager at a Starbucks when you got a blowjob behind the counter.
Oh damn! No, I was not yet.
Oh.
Yeah, no, the Starbucks was cool. I mean, I liked it. But yeah, during that time, I was working 3 jobs. I was doing 3. So I was coaching at Depot, and then I was working at Starbucks, and then I was doing personal training at another gym in town. And so what ended up the final straw for me to finally like just tell myself I was going to go all in with coaching and such. The owner of the gym, she ended up offering me like the manager position, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, yeah, I would love to do that. And then around the same time, Kobe Bryant died, and I was never like a basketball dude. Like I didn't love basketball. I didn't love Kobe Bryant. I wasn't like super into it, but for some reason, like when he died, I was working at Starbucks that morning, and for some reason, like or not, well, Karina texted me and she was like, "Hey, Kobe Bryant died," and I was like, "Really? Like that's crazy." And then after maybe like the rest of the day, I kind of like heard the news and I saw things, and he had his daughter with him, and like it was terrible. And also there was another guy in the helicopter. But the one thing that like hit me, I was like, you know what? Like I could die. I could die tomorrow. I can die leaving work right now. And I was like, I don't want to be known for like some guy who worked at Starbucks, some dude who coached at the gym and he was like kind of fit. Like that's not what I want to be known for. Like F that. That's crazy. And so I ended up putting my 2 weeks in at Starbucks. I put my 2 weeks in at the other gym that I was personal training at, and then I went all in with coaching because I was like, hey, it's pretty clear that you love coaching and that you love doing this fitness stuff. Why are you bullshitting around and working at Starbucks? Why are you spreading yourself so thin and trying to do personal training over here? Like you have so many things going on. Like you need to stop. You know what you want to do, so go do that. And so that's when I committed to going full time with coaching, and then COVID happened, and so that was crazy. And then,
Hey, did you tell the owner of Depot?
Did
you talk to the owner of your gym, Depot CrossFit at the time, and did you tell her that story?
Tell her that I quit my job because of Kobe.
Like, did you say, "Hey, I'm going to be full time here now"? Like how? Like
yeah, I did. Yeah, because I wanted to know how much I was going to get paid. I wanted to know how many hours they were going to allow me for like admin pay, and then also on top of that, my coaching hours. Like, yeah, I wanted to kind of know how much I was going to be making beforehand. But I was really just I was already kind of just like going to dive in.
And what?
I was still living with my mom at the time, so that helped.
What did your mom say? Was she concerned about you doing that? Like losing your health insurance or whatever at CrossFit and all that? I mean, at Starbucks and all that?
At Starbucks, no, she was fine. My mom was cool. We were living in just a really super small little house, like on my aunt's property at the time. We were only paying like I think like $1,500 for rent, $1,200, just living in this little tiny thing that was built in like 1920.
Hey, and was the owner stoked that you were saying that?
Yeah. She was jazzed because it was like I didn't have any other ties. Like I didn't have any kids. I didn't have another job. I was just like my main focus. So yeah. And then she also knew, I mean, I was young and I was excited, and ever since I got my level 1, like I was the 5 a.m. guy. Like they made me the 5 a.m. guy, and I was like, damn, 5 a.m.s are I was able to encourage you, but I was able to just continue to do that, and so that was good.
You're the dream employee. Hey, working at 5 a.m., Hans, does that force you to be more disciplined? Like, for example, like if I know I'm gonna have on Friday nights, I usually do this show, the CrossFit Games Update show. And so on Fridays, I'm usually like my best behaved. Like I won't do any day drinking. I'll make sure that I'll usually try to work out twice, once in the beginning of the day and then once right before the show. So I'll be like bushy eyed and alert and fired up. Like, does getting up at 5 like change put some forced discipline in your life? Because you can't be fucking around, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just even just with whatever time it is, but more specifically 5 a.m. Like, if you don't show up, if you're late, you're you're letting so many people down. It's awful. It's terrible. And
And
so,
you
yeah.
and you don't want to show up like that's another thing. Like I get up every morning at 6 a.m. because of this show, and so like
Mhm.
I don't want to fuck around at night anymore, like at all. Like I don't want to stay up too late. I don't want to do anything
Yep.
that's going to make it so that when because or else this job wouldn't be fun, right? You don't want to show up to your
Mhm.
5 a.m. class dragging ass. Then your job sucks, no matter how
No,
much you
not at
love it.
all. Yeah, one of the nicest comments that I got within the last maybe like 2 years of owning the gym. It was from Mr. Dan Howard, the guy that joined us at the church. Um, he was taking 6:15 a.m. classes for the longest time, and then he'd go to work. He started taking 3:45 class instead, and
Uh-huh.
just so he can sleep in a little bit longer. One of the nicest things that he told me is that my attitude and the way that I coach at 3:45 is the same person at 6:15 in the morning. He was like, "You
Wow.
don't change anything." He was like, "You still have the same attitude, the same energy." He's like, "You're still coaching the same, putting in the reps," and that made me feel really good because it's I mean it's a long day, and I mean yeah and he was telling me he was like, my morning class because he's a teacher. He's like, my morning class and my afternoon class they get two different hands. He's like, I'm tired. It's almost time to go home. And
Yeah.
yeah, when he told me that made me feel really good.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
that
fun.
was cool.
It's interesting too. He probably has no idea how much that stuck for you, right? Like it's these little things, these little compliments that someone might give you throughout your day, and
Hmm.
people don't realize like some of those things you'll just grab and hold on to. And it was
Oh
so
yeah.
easy for them to give the compliment. Hans is an amazing person, says Terry Wahlberg. I'm so blessed to be part of the One Life crew and be coached by Hans and the One Life crew.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Terry's
Terry.
Terry's a good member. I like Terry. She's awesome.
Vince, he's the same when I see him at 6 p.m. Well, there you go. How
Yep.
do you know, Vince? Are you over there at 5 a.m.? How do you know? What do you think's gonna how close did you get to going to the games?
Oh, I haven't even broken the semifinals yet.
You didn't make it to semifinals yet? How close did you get to semifinals?
I was close 2 years ago. So this was crazy. 2 years ago, when I was opening the gym, I was trying to open the gym. I just moved from Guadalupe to Arroyo Grande, and I was doing quarterfinals all in the same freaking week. And so the on my YouTube, I have the upload of me doing the quarterfinals workout, and the gym is completely bare. There's a cherry pick like little thing. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but like the scissor lift. It's like a scissor lift.
Oh,
There
yep,
was
yep.
there was one of those in the gym in the back corner because we were like replacing some lights. I just that morning put the GHD together in order
Uh-huh.
to use it, and I'm doing the quarterfinals workouts, and so it was just so hectic. Like I was telling you earlier, from 6 a.m. we were working all the way until like 11 o'clock midnight. I was hitting a workout at fucking midnight, and just to see if I can make it, just to see where I was at. But that year, I ended up forgetting to upload one of my scores, and that killed me. That sucked, but it is what it is.
And that would have been a great year for you?
It would have been a really good year. Yeah, the workout that I forgot to upload. Yeah, look at this, man. That's how the gym used to look. This was me doing one of the workouts. You can see the scissor lift over there in the right. All the
Yeah,
mats are packed up in the corner.
yeah. Good
Yep.
find, Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb. Hell yeah. And then look at that's us trying to figure out what color we want to paint the walls. You see the purple and the orange.
Hey, do you train with
That's
anyone
funny.
do you train with anyone who's your caliber?
Not so much. No,
So
I
you
have
don't
two
you don't
girls
have
that I
a
train with.
training partner. Like you don't have like a you're not working out with like a are you working out with anyone else who has games aspirations?
No.
No, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I have two girls that I train with, and they're both my coaches, and they're awesome. They're great, Zoe and Raina. And then I did have a buddy of mine, Will Ford, and he just recently got deployed to Qatar. So he'll be back in a year. But he was one of my buddies that I would train with, and then the girls I train with all the time. But yeah, nobody that is as far as I am in it.
Hey,
But
did you
so
think
yeah,
about
that year.
Go ahead.
So that year, I freaking forgot to upload one of my workouts, and it was a great workout for me. So missed semifinals. The next year, they took top 60, and I think I got 71.
Oh, damn.
And then last year, they took top 40, and I was sitting in 41st, and then I got hit with the penalties for the dumbbell step ups, and
Oh,
then that knocked me all the way down to like 135, I think. So yeah, I've never been to I've never even been to semifinals.
hey, did you ever think about enlisting in the military?
Yeah, I did. Right out of high school, I was curious in going into the Air Force because we have an Air Force base right here by the gym,
Mhm.
Vandenberg Air Force Base. It's actually the Space
Force.
Force Base now.
That's right.
Yeah.
We don't claim
And
that anymore.
and so I did think about it. My uncle, he was a boxer for the Air Force, and right here on base. And so I was thinking about it, but I also wanted to be a fireman, and I
Mm.
also wanted to get really into welding. And I just every time that I thought about an occupation that I wanted to do, I always in the back of my head, I was like, if I do this, it's going to take a lot of my time. I'm probably not going to be able to work out like I want to. I'm not going to be able to coach and help people as much as I do because I kept on thinking about that. And so I finally was like, you know what, Hans, you don't want to really do anything else. You don't, because if you wanted to be a fireman, then you would go be a fireman. And if you wanted to be in the Navy, you'd be in the Navy. You wanted to be in the Army, you would do that. And so it was just very clear. It's like, you need to stop messing around. You love exercise, figure out how to make that a career and go that way.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you have a business mentor at the gym? Do you use any resources or books you read or anything like that?
Me and Sean, my business partner, me and him, we have done a couple of the two brain business stuff. Yeah, we've he likes to read. I don't read too much, but you can tell. But yeah, I don't. Sean reads a lot of the two brain business stuff.
And does that interestingly enough, those are the guys who sponsored the affiliate video contest, which is fucking awesome. And Chris Cooper's great.
Oh yeah.
And does he like it? Did he like it? Does he like them as a resource?
Oh yeah, he loves it. I mean, when he reads something and then he brings it up, he'll bring up like important things to me, and then we have a meeting every week, either in person or we hop on like a Zoom call like this and we talk about what's going on and what needs to be done and how the numbers are looking. But yeah, he reads it and he keeps up on it, and then I'll pull up on YouTube and I'll like listen to some of their stuff that they post because it's all great information. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, Cooper's great. He gives away so much stuff for free too. It's insane.
Yeah, it is.
Anything else? Anything else, Hans, you wanted to cover?
No, man. I mean, just competing and owning the gym and doing all the stuff, just loving life and yeah.
Do you vote?
No. Growing up, I was never like pointed in any direction, either religiously or what would it be
Politically?
social politically. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb loves it. I was never pointed in any which direction, and so I don't really have any which way, left or right. Just be cool, be nice.
Okay, send me your ballot.
I'm just gonna put my name down and then check the box.
That's how
Awesome.
they do it anyway, right?
Yeah. All right,
Mhm.
brother. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming on. You the man. Like I said, I
Yeah.
consider you a friend. Anytime you want to come on, shoot the shit, you're always welcome.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too, man. Later, Caleb.
See you, Hans.
Hans Koellnberger. Have kids, Hans. You'll vote then. There you go. That a boy. Oh, good point.
Dang, 2,000 square feet is tiny.
He's as cool as I thought.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
It sounds like his gym is rocking.
Yeah. It's only been 2.5 years, too.
Hey, what do you do? Oh, it's Saturday.
No, it's Sunday.
Oh, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
No work for you today?
No work today. Well, I got to catch up on all of my grocery shopping and things for the week. Do all my meal prep and shit. That's probably what.
Do you have a minute? You want to hang out?
Yeah, for sure.
This food is now the leading.
Oh shit. Am I going to have an echo? I don't. Hold on one second. Let me try one. Let me try.
I didn't really hear an echo. Did anybody else hear an echo when he started that video? I didn't really hear it. It sounded like it was going to be pretty good. Maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's not.
No,
Sounds like it's
can't
coming
hear
from
me.
something
Shit,
else,
I
though.
fucked up. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's coming from your headset.
I can't. Oh, there was no echo?
Yeah, it sounded fine.
Oh, Kenneth, this makes me so happy. Sevon made my kids order their food yesterday at the restaurant, like you were saying on the Russell Show. Big success. They surprised me. Good job.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. Good job. I'm so stoked for you, Kenneth. Good job. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude.
I've been doing the doing the thing where I give them cash or give them a credit card and just send them in now, and I just wait outside. Like yesterday, we went to a cafe, and they were like, "Hey, can we get some milk?" I'm like, "Sure," and I just hung out outside and I sent them in. It's also easier if you have multiple kids because one kid's like, "No," and the other kid's like, "Hey, I'll go with you," and then they got the buddy system. Okay, let me see if I can play this a little bit and see if it echoes. Here we go.
Cause of early death on planet Earth, ahead of tobacco. We have really good data that they drive a huge number of what we kind of euphemistically call negative health outcomes, which is everything from cardiovascular disease to metabolic disease to early death.
I still don't think we.
No, you're wrong. All you have to do is stop eating sugar. Well, Sevy, you can't do that. There's fucking sugar in broccoli. Hey, don't be a fucking idiot. Don't be a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Understand that the food we're eating, it's not just your weight. It can impact all kinds of different things.
A non-whole food diet.
No. Quit making it so fucking confusing. Hamburger meat, steaks, broccoli, apples. Shut the fuck up with your ultra processed, all that shit. Who are you talking to? The people who are eating that shit aren't going to like. Next thing you know, they're going to be making Coke in a little brown can that says organic with a yellow stripe and some flowers on it.
They probably already do.
You fucking jackasses. I love all those boxes at Whole Foods. Like, it's supposed to be good for you because, like, the cardboard, you know what I mean, is like brown and doesn't look like it's like gone through all that. You know what I mean? Like
biodegradable.
Yeah, it says biodegradable on the box, and then all of a sudden it's fucking good for you. Uh-oh,
Yeah,
Doodle Bob, there he is.
No fruit.
No fruit. All right, Bob, look at you. I'm with you.
You sound like JR.
I'm with you.
Oh, no. JR eats fruit.
is causing these problems. What are the plausible mechanisms? You're like, well, synthetic emulsifiers, we've got really good data now that they scrub out your gut, they thin the mucus lining, they disrupt.
Oh my God. Listen, people, listen.
I don't know where he just went. Maybe he's going to get some nutrition labels or something.
This is it. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe I should eat a fucking pound of raw meat right now. Right here. Right here it is, guys. Right here.
Is that
Bob
raspberries?
Yeah, Doodle Bob must be shitting himself that I'm fucking drinking a Fit Aid right now. Rightfully so. Okay.
Up to the microbiome. Now, do we understand all the knock-on impacts of that? No. But do we know that it generates terrible inflammation and metabolic disease in rats? Yes. Do we have early human data that's troubling? Absolutely. If we scrub out the gut, we inflame it, and we start leaking fecal bacteria into our bloodstream that...
Is Susan challenging me right here? You won't eat that?
That sounds like a challenge, dude.
Are you challenging me, Sousa? Do I need to bring it? Do I need to show you guys how it's done? How easy? Wow. Wow. Wow.
There it is. That's all you had to say. You just gotta just challenge his manhood on live television. That's all it takes.
Do I need to show you guys how it's fucking done?
Oh, now there's a greater challenge involved.
What is this?
There's no way you can
Fuck you, Hitler. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Listen. Guys, it is so fucking easy, guys. It is like nothing. Don't be a pussy. Don't use your preconceived notions. It's so easy. It's so fucking easy. Look it. Right here. Look it. See? Look it.
What is that, 80-20 or 96-4 or whatever?
Hopefully it's 85-15. Look it. Squeeze it like a tube of toothpaste. Look it.
Ugh. It just looks like your tongue.
No one better clip that and post that. It's fucking nothing, guys. It's nothing. Yeah, steak tartare. It's like nothing. It doesn't taste like anything. Worst thing you can eat is worst thing you can eat raw. Eat a steak. It's nothing.
Ugh. I'd rather
Guys.
season that sucker and throw it on the grill.
These are huge bites I'm fucking taking. It is nothing. Don't listen to these fucking idiots, this Kali Khalil and Kali Means, and like, stop being it's like nothing. This is nothing. This doesn't look, guys.
Oh my God.
There's nothing. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Did you bite the plastic?
No, I just opened. I squeezed. I'm squeezing out like a tube of toothpaste.
Okay.
It's
Yikes.
nothing. It's like so easy. It's like 135 left. Fuck you. I mean, for fuck's sake, this shit is just. And the people. Wait till I get to the comments here. Just the No, I'm joking.
Dude.
Drains to our liver. Do we think this cycle of inflammation that's going to drive might be explaining the increases in GI cancers, in gastrointestinal cancers, including liver cancer in young people? Yeah, it could be. It's pretty plausible.
Yeah.
And then we can go through that with,
Hey, how about I have an idea, Mr. fucking douche canoe. How about you just stop eating sugar? Well, there you go.
carboxymethylcellulose, with maltodextrin, with non-nutritive sweeteners. So with the additives alone, then we could look at all the synthetic fats and on and on and on. Ultra-processed food is now
Shut the fuck up, dude. Wait till you see the comments. They're even they're so bad. Well, look at this person agreed. I gave up processed sugar. Yeah, of course, it was the sugar. I think this is much more complex than saying it's just bad for us.
Huh?
Oh my God. It's a balance with affordability. The energy costs of cooking from scratch. Do you know that there was a story? I want to say it was Amy West who came on, but I don't remember who. But she came. This person came on. God, who was it? Maybe it wasn't Amy West. It was a doctor who came on who said they had a homeless person who had type 2 diabetes and had to have something amputated. I can't remember what it was, like a toe or something.
Probably.
Do you remember the show? And they basically told the homeless guy, she said, "Where do you get your food?" And he said, "A dumpster behind a Chinese food restaurant."
Okay.
And she said, "Hey, I just eat the meat that you get and the things that are green." And he cured himself of type 2 diabetes. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I
A
think I do.
fucking homeless guy eating out of a fucking dumpster. And this bitch wants to say, I think it's much more complex than just saying it's bad for us. It's a balance with affordability. Energy costs cooking from scratch are part of that. It's becoming less reliant on meat and sustaining nutrition. What the fuck?
What does that even mean, dude?
I'm gonna say, I have to tell her, please stop talking.
You are
Tard.
Come on, man.
Listen to this person. It's very difficult to avoid these days. Almost all food we buy has been messed up about in some way. I mean,
it's
just nuts how people will just come on here and argue their limitations. Next, you're going to talk to me about food droughts and deserts and
we got to give the plants electrolytes.
Yeah. It's just straight idiocracy.
I started talking to one of my classmates about food labels and like reading the ingredients on food labels,
Mhm.
and about how almost everything you eat that's packaged has some form of sugar in it.
Mhm.
And he didn't believe me. But he had like those mixed nuts, just like a bag of Planters mixed nuts kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, we'll go ahead and look at the ingredients on your bag of Planters mixed nuts and tell me that there's no sugar on there. It's like the third ingredient on there is sugar and plain, what should be just plain roasted nuts. But why is that on there? There's no need for that other than to keep you addicted and keep you buying shit food.
Yeah, it's the same with pistachios are huge now. And if you just buy the salted pistachios, it's just salt. But all the other ones that have any flavoring in them, you look and the second ingredient is like fucking canola oil. It's like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
You want honey roasted pistachios? You want the spicy ones? Whatever. It's all got sugar in it. It's all got
Yeah,
canola oil,
yeah,
flour oil, whatever.
canola oil, yeah, and sugar.
It's insane.
This is like Zach Thielander saying that it's hard to find a Whole Foods in America. Oh, to find Whole Foods. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Hey, dude, there's actually an app, I think, where you can find all the fruit trees in the United States that are on public property that are everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, it is nuts. So why is processed food still being produced? Because it's fucking capitalism. Like everyone wants to blame. It's just all blaming. It's all just blaming. Hey, the truth is too, we're so fucking resilient as fucking human beings. We all know people who fucking are beautiful, who are living a fucking great life, who still drink Coke.
Yeah.
Who still eat sugar.
Fifth grade teacher.
They just don't fucking gorge themselves on it. The guy who has fucking 2 tablespoons of Ben and Jerry's every single day is fine. The guy who eats a bowl every day or a pint, not fine.
Problem.
Yeah. It's just people just stuffing themselves. It's trying to eat this whole thing in 2 minutes. Wow, that Fit Aid already went through me. I took a pee break, I drank that, and I have to pee again already. If I die of worms tomorrow, you guys know what happened to me. No one eats 2 tablespoons of ice cream. Do you know who does?
Who?
Rich Froning. Rich Froning.
Yeah, like whatever the serving size is. It's like nobody knows what an actual serving size is. 2 tablespoons of ice cream is probably a serving size. People
Yeah,
are taking, like,
I guarantee you Hans does.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guarantee you Hans, if he eats ice cream, he only eats 2 fucking tablespoons.
There's a guy who was at a class for a little while here, and he just came back in, and I was like, "Oh, what'd you do while you were not doing anything?" He goes, "Oh, I would just sit around in my dorm and just drink all day." And I was like, "Oh, well, that explains why you are fucking
you're-
morbidly obese."
And your nose is red.
Yeah, and you just look like shit. He went from like reasonably overweight to like morbidly. It's insane.
This
'Cause he's
meat is
gorgeous.
$10. If you want to lose weight, eat this raw. I promise you'll eat it a lot slower than you normally eat. Eat this raw, and it'll be better for you, significantly better for you. And then eat I'm probably the WHO is I'm gonna get my YouTube account suspended for saying this. Forgive me now. And then eat these. These are $5 a basket. You're good to go. $15. And listen, if you can't hustle $15 a day, you just kill yourself. I said it. Just kill yourself. If you can't hustle $15 a day, kill yourself. I can tell you now how to make $15 a day.
Tell me.
Get one of those things that picks up trash and
Okay.
carry a plastic bag and carry a sign, "Please donate money to me. I'm keeping the streets clean." And walk around in a busy area like Santa Monica or just anywhere in your town square and pick up
Yeah.
trash, and then just have a bucket somewhere that says, "Hey, I keep this area clean. Can you please donate a quarter or $1?" You'll make probably like 15 to 20 bucks an hour. You make probably $100 a day. And all you do is pick up trash, and then you'll have plenty of money to do this, and then buy your bitch a cup of coffee and a pack of cigarettes so she'll bone you.
Nice.
I used to sit at a coffee shop and draw pictures and sell them. Me.
Oh.
Yeah.
What an artist.
Yeah. I sucked. I suck. So fucking easy.
You know what they have at farmers markets now? Well, I shouldn't say it's not a group thing, but people at farmers markets will now just like sit with a typewriter and just write quick little poems for people for like $20.
Yeah, there
They'll
you
just
go.
like write something like, "Oh, I want to write a love poem to my wife," and you give them $15, and they put a little piece of parchment paper in their typewriter, and here you go. That's $15.
If you can't hustle $15 a day, jump off a bridge. Caleb makes $20 a day just telling girls that that their boobs have either grown or shrunk.
Yeah. just DM me and I'll let you know.
Hey, dude, what a great set up a booth somewhere, just like a card table. Would you like me to assess your tits? $1.
You know that
Dude, I bet you could make, dude. And as some girls walk by, go, "Free assessment. Those are nice."
if you're unsure, just come over. Give me $5 and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Or if
I'll
you- or
assess.
if you wear like an oversized T-shirt. If you just tighten it up a little bit, I'll let you know.
Yeah. I assess chests, men and women, for $1.
That's right. I don't discriminate. I'll let you know.
You know what I used to see that I don't see a lot anymore, but I feel like I used to see a lot in Mexican chicks? They would wear their bra. They would have these huge titties, and they would wear their bras so tight they would have the double bubble. I never really was a fan of the double bubble, I thought it was the worst presentation of the boob. I like side boob. I like front boob, bottom boob. I like nipple, like all the different bouncing boobs. I like all the iterations, but I know this is going to shock you because you think I love every single boob and I have no criteria, but I never liked the double bubble. You know what I mean? The bra is so tight. It's like gushing.
You just like a natural expression of the boob.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you add stuff like that, it just ends. Yeah. I don't like that either. Because you
Or
know
if
that
the
they
bra-
just bought a smaller bra on purpose.
Or if the bra is too big and it has those cups and the shirt falls into the cup.
Yeah.
That one doesn't work for me either. I'm like,
creates like a void between the, I see what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
So those are just some
I can agree with those two assessments.
Wow, we have our Venn diagrams have crossed on boobs. I never thought that would happen. I thought we were on two different planets. Wow. They sell bras now with fake nipple imprints on them to give the no bra look. Wow.
Yes, it's a Kardashian thing, I think. I think it's the Kardashian. One of the Kardashians created a. Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Can't really tell here.
Hi, Heidi. It's the Skims bra. Wow, what the fuck? That's crazy.
It's like, well, why not just not wear a bra then?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that what Danielle Brandon wears?
I don't think so.
Man. Anyway, it's just amazing. Listen, if you are in the health space at all and you argue other people's limitations for them, then get the fuck out of the space. It is the most vile characteristic of any human being. Arguing for yourself, arguing your own limitations, but do not argue other people's limitations. That's DEI shit. That's racism. That's sexism. That's classism. It's all the fucking isms. Do not argue people's limitations for them. Set people up to fucking overcome.
You know, you can get.
Ooh, I might have to. I might have to drop a deuce. That meat mayo just went right through me. I might have to drop a deuce.
Yesterday we went to a fish, like a seafood fest thing, and I had a lobster roll from like probably the sketchy trailer, like one of those.
That sounds redundant. That sounds redundant. Sketchy trailer.
No, it depends. What do they call those? A food truck. It was a sketchy food truck.
That's what I mean. It sounds redundant.
Yeah. Within like 30 minutes, I thought I was gonna shit my pants, dude. It was bad.
I like it. I'm trying to find another video from the video contest to play where I can drop a quick deuce. Let me see. This one is I don't even know if I'm allowed to do this. Play the video contest. Okay.
Let's see. Nearest body of water. But thankfully, it was right across the pier. You could just turn around and take a shit on the pier.
All right. Will you pull us off for a second? I'm going to drop a quick deuce.
My name is Caroline Clark. I am retired and I have been coming to CrossFit Sherwood Park for the last 3 years. I first came to CrossFit on the recommendation of my chiropractor, who suggested that coming to the gym might be valuable. She had been treating me for a shoulder injury. And so I had retired by that time, and I thought, well, I'm not sure I'm really ready for a CrossFit gym. My vision of it was a group of very fit young people coming to work out and lift very heavy weights. But I thought, why not give it a try? My concern about coming to CrossFit Sherwood Park was whether or not I would actually be able to do the exercises and whether I would fit into the gym. There are all kinds of ways that you can do CrossFit, and our group, as a group of seniors, Each one of us has some type of a limitation, and the coaches are incredible in terms of knowing, they know us, so they know what we can do and what we can't do. I can reach things, I have better balance, I feel stronger, I am more fit. People tell me I look amazing, which I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I feel really good about myself.
Dude, even it was even a unicorn deuce.
No
Yeah.
wipe.
Yeah, no wipe. I mean, I wiped, but there was nothing. Just a solid. I already shit a perfect, unicorn deuce. That was amazing.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
I haven't had one of those in a long time.
that was my second shit of the morning. That's crazy. I
Your
already processed.
second?
Yeah, I always get up in the morning and shit. Well, I don't. I usually drink coffee. I don't like to shit unless I'm prairie dogging. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like to take it to where I'm about to shit my pants, and then run to the bathroom.
Wow. Yeah, I can't do that.
Phantom poop, like a rogue wave. It was a rogue poop.
You ever
Yes, Caleb, go ahead.
you ever take a shit and it just like slips through the toilet bowl and like into the little like reservoir and you don't see it anymore? So like, when
Yes,
you wake up
yes.
and you're like,
And you have to question yourself. You have to question
like,
yourself, right?
I swear I took a shit. Yeah. and
Yeah.
it's gone. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's a few
And
times.
especially, it's a little disappointing too, especially if you think it was a big one.
Yeah, you're like, I wanted to fucking check out my work.
Yeah.
I want to see that thing in action.
Is Pat Lang here today? Because I saw this, and this is the best argument. Pat's always trying to explain to me how being gay works, but I heard this yesterday, and this was like my best understanding of how gay works. This is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna play this a couple times. This is just fucking amazing. Okay, here we go.
You gotta really be gay to like men, because women got assholes too.
One more time.
You gotta really be gay to like men, because women got assholes too. You got.
How have I never heard that before? That's like, just when you think it's like, wow.
Yeah, if you ever wonder if you are gay, you're like, well, do I just like anal?
Yeah. That, I mean, for my simple mind, that really put everything into perspective. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Boy, your ghost poop thing is really getting a lot of miles.
They know. Everybody knows.
Yeah. It's weird. That's one of those things I've thought I've talked about everything. And then you mentioned that. Yeah, because that's one of those things that you only really experience when you're alone. But I totally know that feeling. You take this huge shit and then you look in there and you're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then it's one of those things, like, I'll be on my phone when I take a shit, obviously. And so I'll just be scrolling and I don't realize that I actually took a shit. I'm like, well, I think I'm about done. Like, my feet are falling asleep now, so it's time for me to get up. and then
like, from the blood flow being cut off from the edge of the toilet on your hammies. Wow, that's solid. That's solid.
I'm there for a hot second. I like to take my time. And and then you get up and you look down. You're like, wait a minute, there's nothing there. So then you don't know if you took a shit or not.
Wow, your only proof is when you wipe.
Yeah, it's true.
So what's fascinating about this next clip is this is what makes me realize how on the extreme and fringe I am. Because most people will watch this and they won't think anything of it. I don't even think this guy knows. This is the cuck that's married to Kamala Harris. Kamala doesn't have any kids of her own. She has some stepkids. This guy has a daughter that is one of the least attractive. This guy has a daughter who's in the most attractive years of her life, but presents as the most unattractive girl you've ever seen. It's fucking crazy. For those of you who are young, I have to tell you something. that you don't realize. If you are young and healthy, you are beautiful. It doesn't matter. Like nothing else matters. No one else cares about like the size of your nose or the way your hair looks or like if you're young and you're healthy, people find you attractive. It's like youth is one of the fucking craziest wonders on the planet that goes wasted. I mean, there's all sorts of other really cool things in life. If you ever get a chance to be rich, being rich is really fucking awesome. But nothing beats being young. Nothing beats being fucking 21-year-old hot chick, healthy girl. Like, it's never going to get better than that. The world is your oyster. I don't give a fuck if you got a nose twice as big as Lady Gaga's. It doesn't matter. But when I see this shit, this is like the antithesis. This is why he has a daughter who's wasting her youth. It's like a rose, right? It's really cute when it's small. And then it gets prettier and prettier and prettier. And then finally it has its moment when it's just at its peak. You know what I mean? When you look at a bush and you're like, damn, that rose is like hitting peak fucking beauty and smell right now. And then from there, it just wilts and wilts and wilts. And then the fucking things fall off. You have a small window for a girl. It's between 16 and 23. And don't get me wrong. Like you can get other like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And like, there's like, you know, there's people who've really maximized it. Like, look at Miranda Alcaraz. What is she? 54, and she's hot as fuck and rich, and so she's still fucking super attractive.
She's not.
You know what I mean?
There's no way.
I know. I made that up in case she's listening. whatever she is, she's past her fucking like peak genetic
what normal prime would be.
Yeah, like yes, 17 to 24, fucking half the men on the planet, fucking, they have something that's being drawn to you. That's all the healthy men on the planet have something that's being drawn to you. Sevi, did you say 17? Hey, I don't fucking make the rules. You definitely should not fuck anyone unless they're fucking 18. But I'm just telling you the truth. And there has to be a line set in the sand anyway. And that's a great line. 18, no matter what. But anyway, I digress. But when I see fucking idiots like this, it's like this is the demise of huge portions of our civilization who do not see the underlying message that's being pushed here.
I really do is watch this. I do a mix of 2/3 Diet Coke and 1/3 regular Coke, and it's just delicious. I've been looking forward to this all day.
He sounds retarded, doesn't he?
It's delicious.
He sounds retarded. Sevi, the older you get, the hotter the 40-year-olds look. Hey, don't get me wrong. Trust me. Like, I'm not fuck, dude. I'm telling you, like, yesterday I saw this woman on the beach. She was 60 and I was like, holy fuck. I couldn't believe how hot she was. I'm just telling you that. Did you miss being a 21-year-old girl, Savant? Dude, you got to have your head examined. Okay, let's go back to this guy. Dan Guerrero's father. This is Dan Guerrero's father.
Hey, you know Beto?
Hi, Beto O'Rourke. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. The guy's name is Beto.
Oh, God. Why?
That's like a cross between a beta and a pedophile. Beto.
Good to meet you. How's it going?
They've got the Dr. Pepper shake. So Dr. Pepper's very Texas.
I'll do the number 2 combo. I definitely want some of that spicy ketchup. No pickles. But everything else.
Want to try our onion rings, or are you okay with the fries?
Like both?
I hope you're hungry.
We are hungry. Thank you. You can feel the energy. You can feel the enthusiasm. I'm feeling it.
This guy, this is fucking Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson is going to be in the fucking White House. I like the diet, the Dr. Pepper shake with my buddy Beto, who points with his pinky.
Definitely give me some of that spicy ketchup.
That's what I mean. I eat raw meat and play. And I eat raw meat and believe in personal accountability and personal responsibility. And these guys are fucking jerking each other off. Look at this fucking dork in the background. Jesus Christ. This black kid.
Here in Texas, we're all hustling. I want to thank our friend Beto. Talking about also voter.
Oh my God. Look at that chick who works there almost has the double bubble. Oh, if you look closely, almost.
You got to give that one to her though. She's just.
I do.
There's not a bra big enough for that shit.
Yeah, I'll give that to her, but she's almost got the double bubble.
Registration. No matter what obstacles are being thrown in front of you, like they're trying to do, don't let them do.
Jesus. When people ask my kids, what does your dad do for a living? He's like, he sits on the internet and judges people.
I mean, not wrong.
Do it. Get out and register. Exercise your right to vote. This is the essence of our country. It's the essence of our democracy.
Did he say get out and exercise?
Exercise your right to vote. Right to vote. Exercise right to vote.
Oh, right. I
think that's what he said.
Exercise. Yeah. Hey, dude, don't use the word exercise. Dude, he's fucking metabolically deranged. That's not even his real voice. Hey, do you think he's on medication? I would bet $1,000 he's on something. Are you Googling it?
No. I was.
Say that again. Say that again.
He looks like a gay version of Alex Jones, or maybe a retarded version of Alex Jones.
Wow, I see it.
But no, I don't know if he's probably on meds though, for sure.
For sure, something for his blood or his cholesterol, or he's got some bullshit.
Depression.
Right?
I told this.
Oh shit!
You know he's on antidepressants.
What's that guy's fucking name? I'm gonna Google that right now. Kamala's husband on Kamala's husband on medication. What the fuck is his name? Doug Emhoff.
Doug Emhoff. Damn, he's up.
This one's not going to resonate well with some of you, but sometimes you have to trust people. You know how you just trust the fact that if there's a nuclear reactor melts down, that you shouldn't go anywhere near it because you'll die of cancer.
Yes.
Well, a woman who has not had kids should not be president. A woman who has not had kids should not be in any leadership position.
Why do you say that?
Because it changes your whole perspective. I mean, it fucking also a man either. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to be president of the United States unless you have kids.
You think if she had her own kids, she would feel different about the giving, what is it called?
I don't know, but
people in prison.
I don't know, but I would feel better about it. I still don't know. Like, I don't like people drink coke. Like this guy is a fat fucking mentally deranged fuck. This Emhoff guy, and it's so obvious to me that he's got a fucking mental disorder, and that it's probably induced by his dietary habits. But he doesn't know it, right? So like that shit just creeps up on you slowly. I will vote for Tulsi Gabbard. She doesn't have kids. I will say this. I'll cut her a little slack just because she was in the fucking military. Like, I would cut a woman a slack if she did a job, if she had some jobs that like were some real life jobs, like if she was a cop or a firefighter or like some in the military. That would at least give her some fucking perspective on human life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's exactly what it is.
Doug Emhoff, I'll type in diabetic.
There's a People magazine article that talks about Tulsi Gabbard having difficulty conceiving children through IVF. So, yeah, she doesn't have kids.
Dude, I learned some crazy shit about IVF the other day. Hey, I thought, this is kind of embarrassing. I didn't know this. I wonder how many people in the chat know this. I thought that every month a woman just dropped one egg.
Oh.
Okay.
They drop shitloads of eggs.
Yeah.
I thought the eggs were like just like 100%, like, you know, I mean, outside
Just
of
one
weird
big egg.
issues. I thought like the fallopian tubes just took turns every other, like one drops one month, then it's your turn, then it's your turn, then it's your turn. And I thought a woman just had like, so 12 times, let's say you menstruate for 30 years. I thought a woman just had like 460 eggs.
Mm. It's not that way.
No. I was reading the other day, or I was talking to someone the other day, and they were telling me that like even before a woman has her first period, fucking thousands of eggs have already died in her. I had no fucking idea. And then I started Googling around and learning about how many eggs drop. And yeah, I just thought it was one, and then you ran out and you're done.
I think when we used to see people who would have trouble conceiving, it was usually the dude that was the issue, which I thought was interesting. I can't remember why though.
Sevi sex education came from the movie Look Who's Talking. That's the way they taught it to us in school. They didn't tell us that like 100 eggs dropped and just only one becomes viable and attached, and only one becomes viable. I thought I always thought that the sperms were in the fucking millions and they fucking charged towards this one egg. Where do the shells go? I don't know. Good point. We use them in Matuthian. Doug Emhoff. Oh yeah, what was I Googling? I'm Googling if he's diabetic. Doug Emhoff, diabetic. Oh shit, he is. Wait, is he a type 1 diabetic? He is a diabetic.
Wow.
Doug Emhoff, the husband of Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala, discussed healthcare in an outdoor event with 3 people Oh no, never mind. He's got to have something. Oh shit! Wow. Second gentleman Doug Emhoff acknowledges affair contributed to his breakup of his first marriage. Wow, someone fucked this guy. Second gentleman Doug Emhoff acknowledged Saturday that he had an extramarital affair years ago that contributed to the breakup of his first marriage. During my first marriage, Kirsten and I went through some tough times on accounts of my actions, Emhoff said in a statement. Some crazy bitch actually fucked me. Emhoff said in a statement first reported on CNN, I took responsibility, and in the years since, we worked through things as a family and have come out stronger on the other side. Oh, maybe that's why your daughter's such a fucking weirdo. The affair was known to the team that vetted Vice President Kamala Harris before President Joe Biden picked her to be his running mate in 2020, according to a person familiar with the events who spoke on condition of anonymity. Harris knew about the affair before she married Emhoff, the person says. Kirsten Emhoff has spoken positively of Harris as a co-parent of her daughter and son, and as a loving, nurturing, fiercely protective, and always present. She issued a statement supporting her ex-husband. Dude, she's never present.
No.
Oh, I wonder what this lady looks like. I want to see his ex-wife. Oh, she's attractive. She was attractive. She is or was.
His ex?
Yeah, his ex is attractive. She looks like some made up fucking dolled up Republican chick. Oh, this is his daughter.
Oh God.
Young people, I didn't always understand what I was feeling, but no matter what, Pamela was there for me. She was patient, caring, and always took me seriously.
What's up with their
She's never stopped
shoulders?
listening to me, and she's not going to stop listening to all of us.
Is that the daughter? Yeah, there
Gotta
she
be.
is.
Looks like it.
Yeah, the wife's poundable, hittable. Taggable. Yeah, that's taggable beaver. No, I think so.
I had a couple beers in me, maybe.
Ken, what do you think? No, Ken or Jeffrey? Who was it who was telling me that? Oh, is this her new husband? Oh, Werner Herzog. Jesus Christ. Never trust anyone who's into documentaries.
Why? What's wrong with documentaries, Stefan?
Nothing's inherently wrong with them. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my God. Mask up, people. Oh, my life is so easy. Wait. Was that a documentary joke? No, wait. There, aren't you into documentaries, Sevon? I am. I was. And I am. I was. And that's how I know. Daniel Garrity. He's been carrying that stone a long time. Imagine being Hans and sending the show to his friends and family to watch. Just stop watching at 90 minutes, please. Fair enough. I ain't hating. That's true.
Just watch until I leave.
The mask distracts from the dude carrying the pink purse. Those are the same shoes that Ron DeSantos wears, that Doug Emhoff's daughter wears. Why does DeSantos do that?
Because he's short and he's insecure about it.
I know, but it's just worse.
Absolutely, it's worse.
God.
It's like getting a spray tan. You just yeah, you look tan, but it looks like shit.
Yeah. You're orange. Yeah. Anyway, the first, I'm so far off of, I'm so far off what is normal. Like that's I would like if someone was running for office, I'd be like, dude, whatever you do, don't ever be seen drinking a Coke or pushing Coke. And yet for them, it's like, and like I give two shits about the cost of fucking diabetes drugs because I don't know anyone who has type 2 diabetes. Does Trump have a spray tan? It looks like it.
Very possible.
I hope that's what that is. Either that or he eats too many carrots. Sevi, I bet you don't say that about ladies in stilettos. Correct. Doesn't Trump slam 8 Diet Cokes a day? Hey, dude, I don't care what the fuck he does in regards to that. It's the fact that he's pushing them. Like that's a selling. That guy's using that as a selling point. Him and some fucking guy, beta cuck or somewhere fucking as a selling point of how they can relate to humanity is because they eat like fucking morons.
Y'all keep trying it, but we are not about to let y'all keep normalizing this shit with kids.
.org. It's short for Virtuous Pedophiles.
Them two words should never go together.
Not virtuous as in they're better than everyone because they're attracted to children, but virtuous like having moral standards and a sexual orientation that they have no control over, like the rest of us.
Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, you still sound dumb as...
Before you get all worked up,
Oh no, we way past that.
I'm talking about pedophilia, not child molestation or rape. Pedophilia is the sexual attraction to children. It's a paraphilia. There's a link to more information about it in the description. Videos I've made in the past explaining the kind of human diversity and development. Molestation and rape are different.
Human diversity. Pedophiles are part of the diversity in DEI.
These are abusive actions that often have nothing to do with...
Listen. It's perfectly okay not to hire someone for any job if you find out they're a pedophile. Just like it's perfectly okay not to hire someone who's addicted to heroin, who's a fentanyl dealer, who is addicted to porn. All of these things are a perfect reason not to have someone around. You get to choose who you want to have around.
With attraction, many child abusers are actually sexually attracted to adults, but they act out on children. Meaning you probably don't object to pedophiles.
Oh, I most certainly do.
Because you're compassionate and rational, but you may loathe child molesters and rapists because they violate people.
To help.
Wait a second. So you're telling me that I could butt fuck someone, a dude, but it might not be that I'm gay? Because she's saying that if you molest children, you're not a pedophile? Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
That's ludicrous.
I'm not a podcaster. I just do it because I like talking. That doesn't make me a podcaster. That I go out of my way to sit in front of a computer and put a fucking headphone on and stream it to YouTube. I oh my God. Oh, but there's more. This lady has a fucking million followers, I think, on Twitter. I saw somewhere.
Who has 1 million followers on social media, who's defending what she refers to as virtuous pedophiles.
It's short for virtuous pedophiles. Not virtuous as in they're better than everyone because they're attracted to children, but virtuous like having moral standards.
Should you not trust anyone if you can see the tops of the whites of their eye? Is that like look at her eyes.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust somebody like that. Like they're on fucking meth.
And a sexual orientation that they have no control over, like the rest of us. Before you get all worked up, I'm talking about pedophilia, not child molestation or rape. Pedophilia is...
FYI, all of us are controlling our sexual desires and our orientation. We're not just... all of us are controlling it. Oh, are we going to the beach? Why do you have your shirt off?
Oh, you're eating that raw? What are you doing?
No, I would never eat raw meat. That's disgusting. Really?
Yeah. As hard as I could.
What were you guys doing? Why do you have your shirt off? It looks like it's freezing outside. Oh, it is?
Like in the sand.
Hey, if I get off, will you guys go skateboarding? You will, Ari? Okay. Somewhere. I have to pee again. Are you surprised, Caleb?
No.
Yeah, it's because I drank a Fit Aid. That's right. You want to take a bite of this raw meat? No, there's no honey in it. Dude, I took like 4 bites of this and I had to shit like immediately. I took a perfect shit. No wiper. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you. No, just a bite. Yeah. Yeah, you can try. It's not bad, is it? Yeah. Do you want a spoon? It's not bad at all. It doesn't taste like anything. The texture's a little weird.
It looks like ice cream in the market.
It's just a little chewy, right?
The texture's weird.
Yeah, texture's weird. You can chase it with some berries if you want. You want to try, Joey? He made the gagging reflex.
Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right.
I feel like it tastes good, but then when I felt like
If you think about it, it's weird. It's just you're chewing a dead animal. All right. Well, great show, guys. Enjoyed you guys. If you want to watch a documentary, watch Bad Blood. It's on was that on Cinemax, Haley?
yeah.
Bad Blood with it's the Tiffany Spears movie. Taylor Swift movie. Taylor Swift. Eating beaver. You can cook the beef with lemon juice in the fridge. You can cook the beef with lemon juice in the fridge and make a beef ceviche. Yeah, I think my grandmother used to do that.
Cool.
You know what I want to do?
What?
I'm gonna have. Remember when you take this, dump it in like
Oh yeah.
bowl and just pour like a
Honey?
in it or
Yeah.
blend it up with dates?
Yeah. For those of you who want to try it, Avi reminded me, you can just take this meat like this. You can put it in a blender with 2 dates and like a 1/4 stick of butter and a food processor and just blend it all up. And it's
And then do what with it?
And
Drink it?
rub it all over your wife's body. No, eat it. No, it doesn't turn into liquid. It stays really thick. And then you smear it out on a plate and eat it like with just a fork. It's good. Yeah. 1/4 stick of butter, 2 dates, and a pound of beef.
And if you don't want dates,
No.
you already-
Uh-oh. Caleb froze. What'd you say, Caleb? Testing. 1, 2. Caleb? Caleb, what'd you
Sorry.
what'd you say your Starlink went out?
I said that's wild.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, love you guys. Maybe I'll see you tonight. Bye-bye. Thanks.